I have someone from Poland. Oh, well, this is amazing. I love the diversity I'm seeing in class today. South Africa. I have someone from Ibadan, Canada. I have someone from Accra. I have someone from Port Harcourt. Quite a number of people today. I love the diversity from Shagamu. It's good to have you here. All right. From Lagos, from Costa Rica. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful. I think I'm enjoying myself already. Yeah. All right. So today is going to be it's just going to be a very quick session to talk about data visualization using Python. We're going to be talking about data visualization using Python. So I still see some people coming in from Malaysia, from Songota, from Imo, from Ikorodu. It's good to have you guys on board today. All right. So today's session is going to be maximum, let's say about 2 hours. Okay. We've had a very long weekend. All right. We had Saturday, enjoyed yourself. I'm sure you enjoyed your Saturday. Sunday, we are preparing your mind and already preparing for Monday. That kind of thing that you're already thinking about, what you're going to do at work tomorrow. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. All right. I'm not going to take at least 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours tops to talk about data visualization using Python. All right. Now, if this is your first time joining us, all right, if this is your first time joining our session, joining the Analytics Masterclass, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. If this is your first time joining a Analytics Data Science Masterclass or any of our, just put a 1. First time. Okay, it's good. So, quite a number of first timers in the house. Thankfully, today is Sunday, so we have our ushers in the house. Okay, so I will usher you to just look to your right, just physically look to your right. You'll see a chair. Go to that chair. You say our ushers are going to take note of you. Okay, and get you, your pounded yam amala, jollof rice. So that's what we give our new members in the house. Okay. By the way, first timers, thanks for taking our time on a Sunday to listen to myself, to listen to Analytics, and even learn something new. You're going to learn something new today, and I can guarantee you that a little bit of just give me 1 hour of your time, all right, just to listen. It's not going to be You won't be able to practicalize with me because it's going to be new to you. All you need to do is listen and interact with me, and I can guarantee you would have a wonderful time. You would learn something new today. All right. So just listen. Sit back and listen for the next 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, and you will get the best out of the training program. Okay. So moving on to the next thing, okay, let's just jump straight into the session. For the first timers, thank you for taking our time again, and it's going to be a very rewarding session for you. I can guarantee you that, okay? So let's jump straight into, for the first timers, okay, we like to reiterate what we do at Analytics. All right, so Analytics is an educational technology firm, and the aim for us, okay, so the goal, the mandate that we have, that we set for ourselves, is to get more Africans into tech. Okay, that's literally the baseline. That's our goal. That's why we're talking to you on a Sunday. And that's the reason why we started Analytics, to get more Africans, more Nigerians, more Ghanaians, more Sierra Leoneans, more South Africans, more Zimbabwe, anywhere you are in Africa. Do you understand? The whole idea is to get you aware and also to get you interested and also get you a job in tech. All right. So that barrier that you feel, that mental block that you feel like, oh, I can't do this. Tech is for the smartest people. Tech is for programmers. Tech is for this. You must know mathematics. You must know statistics. The whole idea of this masterclass is to bring you awareness, to make tech, attractive. All right. And to also bring that awareness, to bring that knowledge to you, to tell you that you can actually learn tech and get a job in tech. So there is this, phrase they call the global talent. Global talent. All right. When they say the global tech talent, global tech talent. So tech is a global skill. All right. Tech is a global skill in the sense that if you know tech in Africa, you can get a job in tech in Ghana. All right. You can get a job in Germany, as a tech professional. You can get a job in the US as a tech professional. So your skill is a global talent. That skill that you have, that tech talent that you call yourself, all right, is basically a tech talent, okay, that you can sell globally. So that's exactly what we're trying to tell people, that, rather than just focus on what you learn in the university, you can upskill yourself and become, competitive in the global landscape. So if there are no jobs in Nigeria, you're not limited to jobs in Nigeria alone. You can get a job outside the country. You can get a job in Germany, in France, in Italy, in the UK, in Canada, in the US. So those are the opportunities that you see. And I'm going to explore those opportunities and show you, the opportunities that exist within the tech ecosystem. All right. So that's what we do. All right. We leverage professionals that have a wealth of experience cutting across, top tech firms and, across the world. So we have people working at Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Deloitte, KPMG, Google, and so on and so forth. So we leverage these people's experience to get you started in tech. All right. So it's just like, you getting just like a child. Okay. So when the child starts working, all right, somebody's always there to guide, to hold one hand for the baby, all right, to guide the baby while he or she walks. Or you see, there's a small stroller that the baby used to support themselves to, take their first steps properly and all that. So we are, support. We are that support that will guide you, hold your hands, and guide you through your journey into tech. All right. So it's not just providing materials, it's literally guiding you. And I will tell you all the things that we do to guide you and nurture you into the tech ecosystem. That's what we do. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right. So jump straight into it. Who is Efemena Ipro? Who am I? Who is this person speaking to you today? All right. So my name is Efemena Ipro. I am the co-founder of Analytics. And currently, I do more of contract position. So I take more on data science, data analytics contracts based for companies based in the UK. All right. So I've handled over 5, 6 projects at the moment. Okay. Cutting across, and that's the span of just a few months. Okay. So prior to my contractor roles here in the UK, I used to work as the business data support lead with the post office in the UK. Prior to that, I've worked with Teleflex, DPD. I've worked with quite a number of firms, freelance, and also contract positions, across Ireland, the UK, US. All right. So, the funny thing that's the interesting part about, the tech industry. Okay. And guess what? I never read anything business intelligence. I read nothing close to data. My first degree was in economics. All right. My first job was management consulting. So I used to do management consultant. So you see a consultant that wears suits. You see the suit I'm wearing, okay? That's my consulting work. All right. So you see the suits, that's what I used to do before consulting. It wasn't tech related. All right. But down the line, I saw the need for me to upskill myself. Started interacting with people, not just within Nigeria, but outside the country. And I saw the in thing back there when I was even, where I was working as a consultant was tech. All right. But even at that point in time, I did not know what tech was. I didn't even know what career path existed and all that. But eventually, after much, conversation, talking, reading, studying, and all that, I was able to learn into the data ecosystem. And really, that's how, I started from data analyst, from being a data analyst to BI developer, BI analyst, and so on and so forth. I've worked as a data engineer, as a data scientist, so on and so forth. And so the key reason why I'm telling this story is because a lot of people want to get started, but they feel they are not technical enough. Okay. So I was not technical. And they never taught me programming in university. Nobody taught me Python in university. I learned by myself. All right. And that's the reason why we started analytics to literally handhold people and guide them into the tech career. All right. So when I started, there was no mentor, there was no structured, organization like analytics that could provide support, that could provide guidance to people that are looking to transition into tech. So I spent over a year trying to transition, spent well over a year. I almost took pay cuts because I wanted to get free internship and all that. So, there are so many things I would have loved to talk about. Do you understand that, that led me into tech, the challenges that I had, all right, that we have used analytics to build a support group, all right, so that people would not go through the same issues that I went through, while I was trying to transition essentially. So, that's really my story. All right. So if you don't have any programming experience, fantastic. That's good. All right, tech will welcome you. All right, you don't have any coding, you don't have any mathematics, statistics background, you are perfectly okay. All right, you're fine. All right, tech is like a clean slate for you to start and grow exponentially within the next couple of months where you start. So, anyways, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. All right, these are my handles. You can reach out to me. Feel free to send me a message, a DM, and whenever I have the time, I respond and we can get talking. Okay. Somebody saying I am breaking. Am I breaking? If you guys, am I breaking? Can you guys hear me well? Sorry, Damilola, are you there? No. Okay. Clear, loud and clear. Fantastic. I love that. Probably some people have network issues. All right, fantastic. It's good that you can hear me perfectly. That's good. Clear. All right, that's good. Thank you a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. All right. So I'm gonna jump straight into the business for today because, like I said, the reason why we're here, maximum 2 hours. Just give me 2 hours, rampant attention, and you would see the things you're gonna learn. All right. So the first thing is data visualization using Python. All right. Data visualization using Python. Now we're in the era of big data. Okay. We're in the era of big data. Okay, can somebody say big data? Say big data where you are. Say big data. Fantastic. I can hear you guys. Even though I can't hear you, you gotta mute yourself, but I can hear you. All right. So somebody said big data. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. So, we're in the era of big data. I'm working with traditional data analytics tools is becoming redundant. Okay. So that's where Python comes in. Python allows you to work with large chunks of data easily for exploration, for analysis, and so on. So that's what we're going to be looking at today with an actual business case. All right. With an actual business case, one of the projects I have worked on personally. And I'm going to be using this project to explain what a data scientist would do. All right. Data visualizations and so on. All right. So I'm also going to be talking about becoming a full stack data scientist and how to secure a job. All right. So when I learned data science, like I said, or data, when I was learning data, all right, I wasn't learning data just for the fun of it, just to put it in my back pocket, just to put it on my CV that I knew data. No, I learned data so that I could get a proper job, so I could get an high-paying job. All right, that's the main reason why I transitioned into the tech ecosystem. All right, so I'm going to be talking to you how you can become a data scientist and how you can secure a job once once you learn the skills. All right, that's the key thing. I would also expose you to remote full-time opportunities. Remote. So if you want to work remotely, you're in Ghana trying to get a full remote job, I would show you where you could get a remote job as a data scientist and even tech relocation opportunities. So, people want to relocate to Canada because Canada now has, the tech pass for express entry. But now the people that can benefit it, all right, are people that started a couple of months ago. All right. But I'll explain everything to you. All right. I'll explain some of the things. Obviously, we can't go through everything, but I'll try to explain, the requisites, the countries that can provide, tech relocation, for you, even as a Nigerian that has always lived his whole life or a life in Nigeria or, any other African country, really. So we're going to be exploring remote full-time opportunities and tech relocation opportunities. Okay. Now, I have a special offer for you. Okay. I have a special offer for you. All right. So, the analytics growth internship program. This is one of the main reasons why we have a lot of people transitioning into tech. All right, the growth internship program. It is free of charge, but I'll explain to you what we do during the internship program. Okay, and why it is very useful for you to go through our internship program. Anyways, we'll talk about that. Okay. So, like I said, these are the 5 things we're going to go through. So if you wait to the end of the session, you'll get the recording of the session. The session is fully recorded. You will get the recording to the session. You'll get to know about the pathway to becoming a data scientist and securing a job. You'll get to know about the remote opportunities. You'll get to hear about this special offer is sweet. I won't lie to you, it is very sweet special offer for you. All right. And last but not the least is the growth internship program. The growth internship program. So if you wait to the end of the session, you get to know about this. Plus, you get the recording to the session. All right. All right. Fantastic. So we're going to start with number one. Okay. We're going to start with number one, data visualization using Python. Data visualization using Python. Now, if you're ready, put a yes in the chat. If you're ready to learn something new today, put a yes in the chat if you are ready to learn something new today. All right. So why up? Oh, fantastic. See the years plenty. I love that. You guys are amazing. All right. So, anyways, for the project, let me go through the project first of all. Like I said, this is an actual project that I worked on personally. All right, this is a project that I worked on personally. So the data, some of the things have been changed, no doubt about that, but the data remains the same. Okay, so I've adjusted some things in the data, but the data remains the same. So it's an hands-on practical session. Like I said, please don't practice alongside with me. You will find it challenging. As a newcomer, as a first timer, you will find it challenging to practice alongside with me. All I want you to do is just sit back, relax. If you have a chilled Coke, then sipping the Coke while you're listening to class. If you have Zobo, if you anything you have around you that is chilled. If you don't have anything chilled, just be, just be relaxing and just be taking fresh air. If you don't have fresh air, go outside of your house and you'll get fresh air. All right. So, let's start. Okay. So the business is actually, I've adjusted the name of the business and so on. So the name I've adjusted it to is Jumanji e-commerce. All right. Jumanji e-commerce. So something went wrong with their business. Not really wrong, but they wanted to understand their business operations a lot better. Okay? They wanted to understand their business operation a lot better. So they wanted to know where they were making profits. They wanted to know where they were making loss. They wanted to know what kind of transaction they go through, profit or loss, so they can maximize profit a lot more and minimize loss. All right. So they wanted to understand, whenever they sell online, are they making profit? Are they making loss? If they sell this particular if they sell this particular product, will they make more profit or loss? Do you understand? So, there are several factors that play. What gender, what age category, so many things that determine if they're going to make profit or if they're making loss. So these are the things that they wanted to find out from their data. Okay, and they provided me with the data, or they provided us. We're all data scientists now. All right. So they provided us with the data. So once you get the slide, you see, once you click on this, you see, click here to download the data set. Don't worry, you'll get the data set, you'll get every single thing we're using in class today. You'll get everything. All you need to do is just listen to me, honestly. You will get everything. So after the class, you can actually practice. When you get the recording, you get the material, you can actually do the same thing we're doing in class today. All I need you to do is just listen. That's all I want you to do. All right. So we have Jumanji e-commerce. And like I said, they only just wanted to find out more about their data. Okay. They just wanted to find out more about the business. Are they making profit? Are they making loss? What kind of transactions make more profit? So on and so forth. So once you get the materials, you see, click here to download the data set. You have access to downloading it. Okay. All right. Okay, so also you will need Anaconda. So we're going to be using Python, obviously. We're going to be using Python. So you will need to download and install Anaconda. So you see, there's a tutorial video also attached to this that will enable you to watch, how to download and install Anaconda. That's if you don't have, okay? If you have, you're fine, you're good to go. But if you don't have Anaconda, please click here to watch how to download and install Anaconda. All right? So you see, download the data set, that's step one. Step two, download and install Anaconda, and that's it. So once you've done those two, you see, the next thing is let's get started. The next thing is let's get started. So I'm going to jump straight into Python. So you see, this is the data set we're using, Jumanji e-commerce. That's the name of the data set. That's the name of the business, all right? But that's also the name of the data set, all right. So the name of the business is Jumanji e-commerce, and they want to know more about their business transactions. Okay. So I'm going to be using Python. So this is Anaconda. Okay. This is Jupyter, actually, Jupyter. So it's a Jupyter notebook. So if you click on that link I sent to you, once you click on the link, you'll see how to download and install all the things you need to install. All right. So I'm going to click on new. I'm going to create a new file for the analysis. So we're going to be talking about data visualization in Python. We're going to be talking about data visualization in Python, using Python. So once you download and install, search for Jupyter, you'll click on new, All right. So I'll click on the new notebook. I'll click on this Python 3 and I get a new blank and sweet notebook file. All right. So I click on that and that's all I need. Okay. So once I click on that, it opens up a new page and I'll start. So this box, this cell, this is where I'll be writing my code, my Python code. Okay. So now, as a data scientist, okay, as a data scientist, the first thing you need to understand when you're working on a project is you need to understand the business. All right. You need to understand, you need baseline. The first thing as a data scientist, as a data professional, before you start doing analysis and visualizations and so on, the first thing you need to know is understand the business. That's the first thing. All right. But obviously we don't have enough time. We're just here for like 2 hours. Okay. So we don't have enough time to be going through the definition of the business, the problem statement, and all that. So I'm just going to go straight into why we are here, which is data visualization. Okay. So I'm going to start. So you can see on titled 5, I would rename this. That's the first thing I'll do. I'll rename it. I'll give it a new name. Okay. I'll rename the notebook. So instead of untitled 5, I will give it the name of the session, data visualization using Python. Data visualization using Python. That's what we're going to be doing today. So the name of the business, I'll change this from code. I'll change it to a markdown. You'll see what I mean by a markdown shortly. So I'll change it from code to markdown. So a markdown basically allows you to type, like you're typing in a Microsoft Word document. So if you go to Microsoft Word document, you can type and bold in it and increase and all those things. Basically, that's what a markdown does for you. All right. So over here, I can type like I'm typing in a notebook, like in an actual Word document. Okay. So I'll come here and I'll put 2 hashtags and I'll put here Jumanji e-commerce. Data, or let me say analysis. Okay, and I run that. So Jumanji e-commerce analysis. Okay, so now when you want to do your visualization, all right, the first thing, step one, I'm going to put it in steps so that step one, all right, the first thing you need to do is import library. All right, import library. That's the first thing you need to do. So Python is a very versatile tool. Python is a very versatile tool. So you see developers, software developers, they use Python also, but they use Python for something else entirely different. So they use Python for backend, development, front-end development, mobile app development, web applications, and all that. So they still use data analysts will use Python for something else. Data scientists will use it for visualization, for analysis, and so on. So you see, what makes Python versatile is the libraries. All right. So there are plenty libraries, okay, that you could use. The backend developer will use libraries like, Django for development and all that. All right. So we in data science that we're talking about today, we will be using is pandas. Pandas. Okay. So you see import pandas as PE. So now these pandas, what do we use it for? We use it for data preparation, preparations, okay? Data preparation, all right? So that's what pandas is used for. So for visualization, we're going to be using two libraries, all right? So for data visualization, which is the main topic of conversation today, for data visualization, we're going to be using two libraries, two major, very popular library. Can anybody guess the library? Let me see. So people are going to be, I'm going to be giving away, prizes for today's session, okay? I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be giving prizes today. C-Bond, GG plots. I see my people. I see data scientists here. All right, no problem. Even though you're a new person, it's still fine. Okay. So matplotlib, C-Bond, that's good. All right. So we're going to be using matplotlib and C-Bond. So import matplotlib as pyplot. Okay, sorry. Import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. All right, and import cbon as SNS. Right, all of you will be wondering, what does SN? Okay, if you're new, don't worry, just listen, just listen and enjoy the session, really, and just listen and understand. And if you have any questions, just put it in the chat, okay? If I have enough time, I'll be able to take questions. Now, for data visualization, we're going to be working with two libraries, matplotlib and cbon. Now, you'll notice I was using as PD, pandas as PD, matplotlib as what? PLT, cbon as SNS. So you see this as, okay? It basically means alias. It means alias. So my name is Efimena, but you can call me EF for short. So my name is alias EF, Efimena alias EF. So rather than calling me Efimena in full, you call me EF. The same way Ayodele, you say, instead of calling the person Ayodele in full, you call the person AY for short. All right. So who else? Let me pick some. Shola. Instead of Shola, you call the person Olu or Shola for short, whatever it is. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So rather than calling it pandas, I said, let me just call it PD because PD is faster, it's easier to write. All right. Rather than saying matplotlib.pyplot, I would write PLT. And cbon, rather than typing cbon in full, I would write what? SNS. So it's just an alias. That's what it means. All right. So rather than writing everything in full, I've given a short form for it. AKA, you get. All right. So AKA. All right. That's what it means. So I'm going to run this. So to run, all you need to do is press Shift and Enter together. To run, I'll put it there so you don't forget. Okay. To run your code, press Shift, okay? The Shift key on your keyboard plus Enter, Enter together, okay? Together. All right, press it together, Shift, Enter, and that's it. Once you press it together, it moves to a new line, and you'll see this confirmation into, all right, in, all right, like you see the number 2 there, which is fine. All right, so if you get an error, it will show you the error also. But anyways, we've not gotten any error, so we are good to go, all right? So now, so once we are done with that, the next thing we need to do is step 2, load the data sets. Load the data sets. Load the data sets. All right, that's step 2. Now, if you're a beginner, all right, I'm going to reiterate, if you're a beginner or if you're just starting or you have a little bit of experience, whatever it is, I just want you to listen to me. All right. I just literally just want you to listen. All right. So everybody, Python cannot be learned in a day. No, it's not possible. It's impossible. All right. But understanding, all right, makes it a lot easier for you to learn. Understanding makes it 10 times faster for you to learn. And that's why I just want you to listen. That's all I want you to do. You can learn it. It's absolutely very, very possible for you to learn. All right. So step 2, load the data sets. All right. So these people, what's their name? Jumanji had given us the data set. You see here, click here to download the data set. So Jumanji has given us the data set, and I'm going to show you the data set. I'm going to show you the data set. All right. So I'm going to go to my folder. I have it here, data. You see Jumanji e-commerce. This is it here. This is the file. Jumanji e-commerce. I'm going to double click on it so you can see the data. All right. So you can see the data. I'm going to click on it. I'm opening it up in Excel. It's going to pop up here in Excel. So this is the data Jumanji has given us the data set. So I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see the data. All right. So this is the data they gave to us. All right. It has the date, the customer ID, the customer name, the customer type, the salesperson in charge of the transaction, the customer age, the customer gender, the state the transaction was placed, the product category, subcategory, if the payment option, if the person paid online or cash, POS, and all that. Okay. The quantity, the total cost, the total revenue, and profit or loss. So essentially, yeah, this is the data set Jumanji gave. They sent this to me. All right. And they wanted to find out more they wanted to understand what was going on in the business. Okay. So now the data set is about how many thousand? It's about 34,000 rows of data. All right. It's not a lot. Okay. 34,000 rows of data. And let me now tell you something about the data. So you see, each line, each line is a transaction. Each line is a transaction. All right. Each line is a transaction. So you see this transaction. Let's take this transaction let's start with this transaction. All right. So you see this transaction. This transaction happened on the 19th of February. All right. This transaction happened on the 19th of February by a customer, the name of the customer that initiated this transaction. Her name was, or her name, she's female. So Sue Koopman initiated this transaction. Okay. The salesperson in charge of this transaction was Shegun. Okay. The customer age. So Sue Koopman is 26 years old. She's a female in Abia State. All right. The product she purchased was a keyboard. All right. She purchased a keyboard. She paid online. So payment option was online, and it was in Abia State. All right. So she made the transaction in Abia State. Okay. So she bought one keyboard. The cost price was $80. Total revenue was $109. So they made the profit on this transaction was $29 they made on this transaction. So this transaction like this, they made $29. Okay, so you see, every line is a transaction. Every single line is a transaction. It's like you go online and you order something from Tunga, from Jumia, all right? So you see that transaction, it will have your name, your age, your location, and everything that has to do with you. That's exactly what we have here. So each line is a transaction. So the date the transaction took place, the customer information, which is the customer ID, the customer name, the customer type, the salesperson that was in charge of that transaction, all right, that confirmed that transaction, all right, that looked at your order, confirmed, all right, that order was Shegun, all right. The age of the customer, this person is 53 years old, female, Abia State again, accessory, this person bought a keyboard, but you see there are many accessories, there are many categories there. So you see you have a keyboard, you have a polo t-shirt, so you can buy a wristwatch, you could buy, there are quite a number of products you could buy. So payment option also, you have online, you have cash, you have POS, so on and so forth. Okay. And you have the quantity that was purchased, the total cost, total revenue, and profit or loss on the transaction. Okay. So each line is a transaction. So Jumanji provided, so somebody's asking about the customer type. What does customer type represent? So, every customer is given a grade, all right, based on activity, based on frequency, based on recency, and all that. So, based on frequency and all that. So, every customer, this is a high value customer, meaning that this person purchased stuff as frequently as possible, like very frequently. All right. Low means that the person probably once in 6 months, in 5 months, the person places an order. Then you have medium, which is not very regular. It's between high and low. All right. But high value customers are the ones that, purchase things fast that more recently, and frequently also. All right. So yeah, so those are the things this is the data Jumanji sent to myself or to us. We are all data science consultants at the moment. Okay. So they sent us this data set. All right. 34,000 rows of data. Now, the first thing we need to do, this is in Excel. Okay, this is a Microsoft Excel. So we don't want to use Excel to do our analysis. We want to use Python to perform data analysis, data visualizations, and so on. All right. Now, So now the data set is not currently inside Python. Python does not come with data set like Excel. The way the data is in Excel. The way the data is currently in Excel, Python doesn't come that way. All right. So you will need to bring the data into Python. You will need to bring the data into your Python environment. All right. So what you want to do is I'm going to say data equals to. So like I said, pandas is used for data preparation. All right. Data preparation, data transformation, all the things, data wrangling and all that. Pandas is what you use for that. Okay. So I'm going to say PD. You know, I said rather than calling it pandas, I'll call it PD. Okay. That's why I said PD here. So PD dot read CSV, read underscore CSV. Okay. So PD dot read CSV, read underscore CSV. All right. So now how do I know it's a CSV? That's a key question. And that some people newbies will ask, why is it CSV? You see it here. So if you right click on the file, if you right click on that file that you downloaded on the data set, right click on it, and you go to properties, you'll see it here, .csv. So you see the type of file, you see it as a Microsoft Excel, comma separated values file. That's what we call a CSV. All right. That's what we call a CSV. Okay. Comma separated value file, CSV. So that's the file itself. Okay. So that's how I know it is a CSV file. So that's why I am using pd.read CSV. So I want to bring in the data. I want to read the data into my Python environment. Okay. I want to read the data into my Python environment. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay. So you see this wherever you download the data. So once you download the data at your own time, once you download the data, okay, that we're using, all you need to do is right click on the data, right click on the data anywhere it is. If it is in your downloads, it's on your desktop, anywhere it is on your desk, anywhere once you've downloaded it, all you need to do is right click on the data. Once you right click on it, all right, you'll see copy as path. Copy as path. All right, copy as path. That's what you're looking for. Now, once you right click, you will see there copy as path. That's what you're looking for. Now, some people use an older version. All right, some people use an older version of Windows. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So if you don't see copy as path, if you don't see copy as path, okay, if you right click and you don't see copy as paths, let me show you something else to do. Another way you can do it. Now, click on the file, all right? Press the shift key on your keyboard. Press it down. Don't take your hand off the key, your shift key. Don't take your hands off your shift key, all right? Or your finger rather. Don't take your finger off the shift key, then right click. You'll see a broader full option, all right? And you see copy as path again. So two ways I'm going to show you. I've showed you now two ways. The first one is right click, copy as path. If you don't see this, click on the file, press the shift key. Don't take your finger off the shift key. Now right click, then you see copy as path. So that's two ways I showed you. So if the first one doesn't work for you, the second one will definitely work for you. Now, once you see copy as path, just click on it, copy as path. That's all you need. All right. So come into the brackets and paste it in there. All right. And put a small letter, just once you pasted it in. All right. So just for us to read it in, put a small letter R in front of this, just a small letter R. So when you copy and paste, all right, just put a small letter R in front here to read the file into your Python environment. All right, so shift enter to run, press shift enter to run. And now you see that's the data coming into your environment. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to view the top 5 rows. All right, so the next thing I want to do is view the top 5 rows. Okay, so I would say data dot what end. So if I want to view the top 5 rows from the data from the data sets. So you always remember it's the data set I'm talking about. So view the top 5 rows from the data set. View the top 5 rows from data set. Data.end is what I will run. So this is my data. You see, what I did was I started all this data, I dropped it into this single variable. So this is what I call a variable in Python. All right. So all this thing here, all the data here, I assigned it and I dropped it inside this variable called data. So data.end, if I press data.end now, you see it gives me the first 5 rows in my data set. It gives me the first 5 rows in my data set. So you see it here, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and row 5. So you see that data that existed in CSV file before, all right? This data that was in CSV, all right, that was in Excel, all right? So let's take a look. You see this, 19th of February, 19th of February. Customer ID 1, customer ID 1. Shikukman. Customer type I. Salesperson, Shegun. Customer age, 26. You see it. So the data that was in CSV file has been moved to the Python environment. All right. So I can do any kind of analysis now in, okay. All right, so you see this is all we need. The data now is in my Python environment. So that's the data, that's me bringing in the data. Now, the main reason why we are here today, okay, is what I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to do too much exploratory data analysis and all that, okay? I'm not going to be doing too much, cleaning, calculations, but we're only dealing with data visualization today. So I'll change this to a markdown so I can type properly. So now, the key thing we're here for is data visualization. That's the reason why we're here, isn't it? Data visualization, all right? All right, data visualization, all right? Data visualization is why we're here. So we're going to be talking about data visualization, okay? So we're going to be doing anytime you need to visualize as a data scientist, okay? Anytime you need to visualize as a data scientist, all right, there are 2 things you need to take into consideration, okay? 2 things to consider, okay, before visualizing, before you visualize your data. Okay, 2 things you need to consider. Can anybody confirm? Can anybody get? I said I was going to be giving out some gift awards for my words for today. All right. So who knows the 2 things you need to consider before you visualize your data? 2 things you need to consider. 2 things. 2 things. Just 2 things. 2 things. Okay. 2 things you need to consider before you visualize your data. Can anybody guess these 2 things you need to get? I'm saying guess because I'm expecting you not to. The description of the data cleaning. Data must be clean. Obviously, we're making an assumption that the data is clean, everything is fine, everything is perfect. You know, KPIs, okay, appropriate visual. That is absolutely correct. Okay, appropriate visuals, very correct. Okay. So a lot of people are saying data cleaning. I'm going to make an assumption that the data is clean. I'm not having any error because we're just doing data visualizations today. Okay. So I'm not going to do data cleaning, filtering, and all that. But anyways, I'm going to tell you exactly the 2 things. I think you guys have very good, how would I put it? Very good idea of what to do. Okay. Which is very good. You guys have very solid ideas, which is very good. All right. But the 2 things you need to consider, number one, okay, number one is what is what is the data type? So the data type is the first thing you need to confirm. What is the data type you want to visualize? All right. And this is why a lot of people fail in data science. Okay. What is the data type you want to visualize? The data type is very important. Now, let me tell you. So in data, there are two types of data. We have the categorical data, okay? We have the categorical data, and we have numerical data. Okay? We have categorical data. Categorical data is like what we say, male and female. Okay? Male and female. Okay, that's category. Yes and no, that's category. So, are you enjoying yourself currently? Is either a yes or a no. So that's a what categorical data. So if you answer that question here now, are you enjoying yourself? Yes, no. That's a category. Okay. What did you finish with in university? First class, second class, third class. That is a category. That's categorical data. Okay. So that's one type of data, categorical data. Now, looking at what we have here, customer type, category or not category. Okay. You see, customer type is a category. Is either you are a high customer, medium, or a low customer. So that's a categorical data. All right. Also customer gender, male, female category. State, Abia, Abia, Akure, Ondo, Lagos, Ogun. These are all categories. Okay. Product category, accessories, clothing, so and all that. These are all categorical data. Okay. These are what we call categorical data. Now, that's the first thing you need to consider. What is the data type you want to visualize? It's very important. You don't because you like a pie chart, you just use pie charts. It's not by liking. All right. It's by the type of data you want to visualize. Now, for categorical data, it's the common ones. Okay. That's the common ones that you use. For example, you have the bar chart. Okay. You use the bar chart, you use your column chart, okay? You use your pie chart, okay? You use your pie chart, etc. Okay? You use that to visualize your data. Okay? Numerical data, on the other hand, basically are numbers, anything numbers. That's categorical numbers. Okay? All right. So, what visualizations would you use? You would use what we call the histogram. Okay, you would use the box plots, all right, and you'd also use scatter plots. So these are just a few one of them. There are still quite a number of them, but these are like the popular ones that we use in the industry. All right. So what is the data type you want to visualize? It's not just you just see data. Okay, accessory. I'm going to use a pie chart for that one. Yes, you might use a pie chart, all right, but do you know why you're using a pie chart? Okay, you don't know. It's because majorly you use this kind of charts for categorical data. Okay, that's what you use in payment option, online, POS, cash, and all that. These are all categories. So you could use it in a bar, column, pie chart. That's fantastic. Numerical data, on the other hand, something like quantity. You want to visualize quantity. You want to visualize cost, revenue, profit. These are numbers. How do you visualize numbers? Okay. You have what? Your histogram, your box plot, your line, your scatter plots, and so on and so forth. Line chart also, you could use it for your numerical data. All right. Now, I said two things to consider. All right. So the first thing is the data type. Okay. Now, the second one you need to consider is what type of analysis are you performing? All right. Do you want to perform? Do you want to perform? Do you want to perform? Okay. What type of analysis do you want to perform? Now, in terms of analysis, we have different type of analysis. Okay, we have the first one, univariate analysis. Now, a lot of people run away to say that English has entered the equation. Okay, univariate analysis. We have bivariate. Okay, but these things are one of the easiest things. And I think one thing that scares a lot of people is the what do you call it, the terminologies. All right. So when you hear big grammar, you are scared. Univariate analysis, bivariate analysis. Okay. And the last one, this one will scare you a little bit. Multivariate. Okay. Variate. analysis. But I will explain all these things to you. That's the reason why I'm here. Okay. All right. That's the reason why I'm here. So these are the two things you need to consider when before you visualize. Before you visualize, two things you need to consider: the data type you want to visualize and the type of analysis you want to perform. All right. The type of analysis you want to perform. So univariate analysis, we have univariate analysis, you will have bivariate analysis, and we have multivariate analysis. Sorry, I spelled that wrongly, so let me just correct that. Okay. So now these are the two things you need to consider. And let me just jump straight into it. Okay. And I'll explain every single thing I am doing. All you need to do is just sit back and listen. All right. You might not get everything at once. It's not a crime. Okay. I did not get everything at once, but the key thing is understanding. All right. So, just sit back, relax, and I will explain everything we were talking about in practical sense. Okay. So now let me start with univariate analysis. I'm going to start with univariate analysis, okay? I'm going to start with univariate analysis, okay? Confirm that to mark down. So I'll put 3 hashtags and just to make it bold. So when you say univariate analysis, now it sounds like a big grammar. It sounds like a big word. I want you to say univariate analysis. Some of you will not know how to pronounce it at once. Okay. All right. Some of you don't know how to say it at once, but trust me, with constant pronunciation, you get to use it, get used to it. So we have what we call univariate analysis. The key word there is uni. What does uni stand for? Okay. Uni stands for single. Okay. Single. Okay. Single. So what you're talking about here is single column. Okay, column analysis, single column. And this is the easiest one. This is the most easy type of analysis that you do. All right. This is the most basic type of analysis that you can do. Single column analysis. Now, let me tell you, for example, all right, for example, okay, somebody asks you, so most times, a lot of people come to ask me questions around, oh, if you Mena, I don't know what kind, I have a data set and I don't know the kind of questions to answer, to ask. All right. If you've been in that situation before, okay, if you've ever been in that kind of situation, I want you to put a yes in the chat. All right. Oh, I have a data set. I don't know what questions to ask. I don't know what questions to ask. I'm confused. I have a data set. I don't know how to ask questions. I don't know how to derive insights and all that. If you've ever been in that, only 3 people. Interesting. So we have a lot of smart people in the house. That is my current problem. All right, that's fine. You'll get it solved today. You'll get it solved. Okay, don't worry. You see how easy it is to come up with those questions, and that's why I say it. The type of analysis you want to perform matters a whole lot, and these are the two things you need to consider before you start analyzing, visualizing, and all that. Okay, so univariate. We're saying single column analysis. Now, first of all, when you start your analysis, you start with univariate. You start with each column. Take, for example, the customer, let's start with customer gender. One column. Like I said, univariate is what? Single column analysis. Just one column at a time. So it's like you are treating like a doctor-patient relationship. So one doctor, one patient. So when the doctor is finished with one patient, you move to the next patient, so on and so forth. All right. It's like you're voting too. All right. One person votes at a time, depending on your voting location. Anyways, it's you're not distracted with all other column. You look at one column and focus on just that one column. You don't do anything else, just that one column. So let's start with that. So let's look at customer gender. Okay, let's look at customer gender. So now customer gender is a single column. Now we want to find out how many male and how many female. Simple. So we can tell a story that based on transaction, we have more male making transaction than female. That's the first thing. Univariate. We are looking at just one column. So every line, like I said, is a transaction. Okay, so transaction, transaction. So we want to now count how many male and how many female. First of all, we're only looking at gender. I'm not looking at anything else apart from customer gender. So the first question I want to ask is how many male slash female transactions. Okay, that's the first thing I want to know. This is just one column, which is the customer gender column. Okay, customer gender column. This is customer gender. So you're only looking at that column. You're not looking at any other thing. You're not getting distracted by any other thing. You're only looking at one column, which is the customer gender. So in this situation, you're only looking at male and female. How many male and how many female? Nothing more than that. All right, that's why I say it's the most basic type of analysis. All right. So now in this situation now, I'm going to put it in a chart. I'm going to put it in a visualization. Or let me put it in numeric terms. First of all, let me put it in number before I visualize it so you understand it better. All right. So what's the name of the column? The name of the column is customer gender, correct? Okay. So I'll come here and I'll put here data is the name of my data, square brackets, and I'll tell Python the name of the bracket, the name of the column I want to interact with. So the name of the column is customer gender. Customer gender. Okay. Is it capital letter? Yes. Yes, all capital letter. Customer gender. Then I'll do dot value count. Value underscore count. Close the brackets. Sorry, counts. All right. And I'll run this. So now you see this. This is counting how many transactions male and female. So now looking at this, all right, who has how many male? Who is more? Do we have more female or more male? All right, looking at the numbers we have here, we obviously have more females making transactions than the male counterpart. So insight number one from the analysis, we have more male, we have more female than male initiating and completing transactions. So if you've ever wondered, okay, so this is the first part. We have more female, all right? So what we want to do now is to put this, all right? So most times when you're working as a data scientist, numbers are very important, but visualizations are important. Okay. All right. Visualizations are very important. And that's what we're dealing with data visualizations today. So in as much as you can tell with the numbers that 18,042 is more than 16,000 plus, all right, you always want to put it in a visualization. So I'm going to put it in a visualization and I'll show you how to visualize. Okay. So remember when we started, we said we are using Seaborn and Matplotlib as visualization for visualization. So that's what we're going to use again. Okay. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say SNS, which is Seaborn, dot count plot. So like I said, we want to count. And that's why I tell most people, Python is one of the easiest programming language you can do. All right. You got to actually learn. So because you are counting, okay, you want to count how many male and how many female. So we use a count plot. All right. So now this count plot, I can use it as a bar chart or as a column chart. I would explain it. Okay. I'll explain everything. Now you want to count male and female. So SNS, which is Seaborn, has a visualization called the count plot that would help you to do the counts. So now let's do it together. So all you need to now is specify to say X is equals to data square bracket, this thing that you have here, customer, this thing that you specify here. So, this data customer gender, we gave you this thing here. We gave you this result. So I can copy and paste it rather than typing all over again. I'll just paste it here. All right. So once I've done this and I run it, shift enter to run, you see, it gives me a chart. All right. And I can see female. So I see it is more than the male counterpart. I can see female transaction is more than the male counterpart. Now, I'm going to show you how to edit, okay? I'm going to show you how to edit your visualization. The first thing I'm going to show you how to edit is this, this nonsense that is here, all right? It's not really nonsense, but it's very destructive, okay? So this thing here, you want to take it out. You don't need it. You don't need it, okay? So this is the first thing you want to take out. So all you need to do to take this out, very simple. It looks like magic, but I'll show you. I'll tell you. Let's put a semicolon at the end. That's all you need, just a semicolon, all right? So once you put a semicolon and you run it, you see it disappears by itself. All you needed was a semicolon. Now, what was distracting you, all right? All right, before, all you needed to put was a semicolon and you run it. Now, the second thing I want to do is the size. This is too big. That's male and female covering all the size of my screen. It's too big. It's too big in terms of the size of the visualization is too big. All right. So the next thing I want to do is the size. I want to reduce the size. So for size, I'm going to say PLT. All right. So you see, we have two. Matplotlib as what? PLT. So most times you use Matplotlib to what? To adjust, to make adjustment to your visualization. All right. It's a good visualization tool, very dynamic, very versatile. But most times you would want to use it as what? As to enhance your visualization. You want, and I'll show you what enhancement is talking about. The first enhancement I want to do is the size. This is currently too big. All right, sorry. This visualization currently is too big, so I want to reduce the size a bit. So I would use matplotlib, which is PLT. I'll use plt.figure. That's the figure of the visualization. All right, the figure of the visualization, and I'll pass in the fig size. Okay, fig size equals to, and I'll put fig size equals to, all right, I'll put 5 by 3. Okay, 5 by 3. So if I run this now, you see it has reduced the size. It has currently reduced the size. So now I have it, and you see these are the small adjustments you can make. Now, another adjustment I want to make, okay, is I want to change, all right, this label. This, instead of having a count here, I want to change it from count, and I want to change this one to something else. Okay, I want it to be, I want to make adjustments in my chart. All right, so I want to make this small adjustments. Okay, that's the next thing I would do. I would say PLT, which is the, like I said, matplotlib you're using to make an enhancement. You're using to adjust your visualization. Okay, so PLT dot now is X label. X label, that's the X axis. So customer gender. So what I want to write there, I can write anything I want. So I can write it as, let me see, let me write it in full. Okay, I'll write it in full. I'll put customer gender. Okay, that's what I'll put there. And I can specify the font size. I could say font size. So this is just me making adjustment. I don't need to do this, but I'm just teaching you. So, whenever you have the chance and you're practicing, you can make this adjustment yourself. So you see this, I changed it to customer gender and the font size is 8. So the next one also, PLT dot Y label, Y label, okay, Y label. And I will specify the label also. I would say total count, okay? I would call it total count anyways, comma. And font size, I'll change the font size to what? Font size equals to 12. Okay, let me use 8 also, sorry. Okay, and the last but not the least is the title. Okay, I'm not going to do this over and over again because I'm teaching you just once. The next things will just be, visualization, analysis, and all that. So I can add a title also, and this is how to add a title. PLT.title again. Okay, PLT.title, and I'm going to add a title. What will be the title? Total count of customer gender. Gender. Okay, I'll put in brackets male and female. I'll put in brackets male and female. All right, so somebody's asking, please, the semicolon is missing. Where is the semicolon? It's not missing, it's at the end here, teacher. All right. Okay, so you can put it there and run this. Okay, shift enter to run, and it's going to make adjustment to everything. Okay, I have an error here. X label, PLT font size. Sorry, okay, no underscore. Sorry, I went back with underscore. All right, there's no underscore in that. All right, you see everything I've made adjustment to. So over here, I can increase the font size. If I feel that customer gender is written very tiny, all right, like it's too small, I can increase the font size to probably 12. And this also, I can increase it to 12 and run it again, and you see it is bigger. So when I say enhancement, Matplotlib allows you to make an enhancement to your visualization. So rather than just the count, rather than just the visualization, you can put the header, you can put the X, the Y, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So these are the things that you can do. Okay. And it comes with practice. Okay. All right. It comes with practice. It comes with you always doing one thing or the other. All right. So we're still dealing with univariate analysis. And you see exactly what we just did. This is an insight. All right. This is insight number one to say that, oh, in terms of transactions, we have more females making transaction than female. That we have more female making transaction than the male counterparts. All right. And this is just one column that we're looking at, just one column, which is the customer gender column. Right. This is just one column. Now let's take a look at payment option also. Okay. Let's take a look at payment option. So what payment method do people use? So I'm not combining this. When you're doing univariate analysis, you are arrowhead. Okay. You're only looking at one thing at a time. You're not combining things together. You're only looking at one particular, you're only looking at one key area, one column at a time. So in terms of payment option, let's try payment option this time around. All right. And I'm going to try payment option. So it's going to be SNS dot count plot, just the same way you have this over here. I can even copy it. Let me just copy it. All right. And I'll just change it. So rather than customer gender this time around, it's only one column I am looking at, just one column. So this time around, I'll look at payment option, right? Payment underscore option. All right. And I'll run this. Okay. So I think it's capital. Let me see how I spelled it. No space, no underscore. All right. So it's just payment option. All right. So you see the size is big. I don't want it to be too big because of the screen size I'm using and also for your own sake. All right. So I would adjust the size to what I used earlier. All right. So I'll run it. So just to have it small. Now looking at this, I have looked at only the customer gender column. I've looked at just the customer gender column. And I can see that we have more female making transactions than male. And the second one is just another one column. And this time around is just the payment option. All right. And now this time around, it is what? We can see that majority of the transactions that were placed were completed using cash. So most people that made payments used cash to initiate or to complete, to basically to pay. All right. Followed by POS, followed by online. Now, this is just singular columns that we're looking at. We're not looking at two columns. We are not confused at the moment. We're not even trying to do two. We're not trying to do plenty things at the same time. First thing you want to do is univariate analysis. Look at one column at a time and understand each column and understand what each column represents. Now, if you notice also, all right, we have been dealing with categorical data. All right. Customer gender is either you're male or female. Do you understand? Based on the data. All right. It's either you're male or you're female or male. All right. And you can see that's a category. Payment option is a category. Online, cash, POS. Okay. This is another category. Now let me change this. Instead, this is a column chart. Okay. Let me change it to a bar chart. Let me show you how simple this is. All right. Let me show you how simple this is. To change it from column chart to bar chart, all you need to change is X. So instead of X, you put Y. That's all you need to do. And you see it to change. Control Shift Enter. And you see it now. So rather than in column, okay, you have it now as a bar. So all I changed was X to Y. That's all I did to change it to a bar chart. Okay. So you see, the column, the analysis that we're doing currently, we're just looking at one single column. And this is one of the main issues people have. People want to do everything at the same time. Oh, I don't know what kind of questions I want to ask. Oh, I don't know how to ask the question. Oh, I don't know this. Oh, I don't know that. All right. Those have been like the major issue. So start simple. Look at individual columns and try to understand individual columns. All right. So if I want to do, let me try pie chart. Let me show you how to do a pie chart quickly based on product category. Then I'll move on to something else. Okay. Let's do pie chart. So at least you will know how to do three types of visualizations today. So let's do pie charts. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use, I said I'm using what? I'm going to be using what column? I'm using the product category. So this one also, I want to look at product category, okay? In the sense that I want to know, in terms of transactions, do we have more transaction coming from accessories, clothing, or what other products are we selling? I want to know. I'm only looking at product category. Univariate analysis, arrowhead, one column at a time. You're not mixing any column at yet. Let's look at one column. So let's look at product category. All right. So let's look at product category. So now I want to do a pie chart. This one, I want to use the pie chart for you. So you know how to do it. When you get the recording, you can try your hands on this. Okay. Very simple to work with. So what we're going to do is very simple. So I'm going to say pro cat. I'm just saying pro cat, pro underscore cat equals to, sorry, pro cat equals to data square bracket. I'm going to pass in the product category. Then, I did value count. I showed you what value count does for you. So I'll do it again. Value count, open and close bracket. So you see, let's look at pro underscore cat. Okay. It's going to do what? It's going to show a seed now. So because of this value count, it is counting how many transactions happened and completed for accessory, phones, and looting. Okay? So you see now, in terms of product category, we're only looking at one column, which is product category. So now we're looking at transactions based on column product category. So how many transactions were completed? For accessories, majority, you see 22,000 transactions happened for accessory. Phones, 7,000 Apple for phones, and clothing, 5,239. All right. So we can tell categorically that on this platform, majority of the transactions that happened were based on accessories. People were buying accessories. All right. Now the accessories might be mobile, phone case, laptop charger, phone charger, memory card, whatever it is. But majority of the transactions that happened were on accessory. And this is another insight that we are getting from this. Just analyzing each column. We're not even doing too many complex analysis just yet. We're just looking at one column at a time. And you can see we are deciphering, we're getting insights already that we are going to be telling this organization. This is just still baby insight, anyways. This is still intro insights. Okay. All right. But anyways, this is still an insight regardless. And we can tell now categorically that, majority of the transactions that happen were from accessories. Now we're going to do that on phones and then clothing. And that's all. Okay. So like I said, I want to do a pie chart for you guys. Okay. So I'll show you how to do that real quick. Okay. So all you need to do is plt.py. Okay. And I'll pass in procat. I'll say procat. Okay, pro underscore cat, sorry, pro cat, which is our date, this variable we have here, pro cat, all right, comma, labels, okay, equals to pro cat, pro underscore cat dot index, okay, comma, no, let me leave it at that, okay, let me leave it at that, and let me run this. So I have an error, okay, pro cat labels equals to procard.index value count. Give me a second. I got an labels. I spelled it correct wrongly. Okay. All right. So let me just put the semicolon to take out all those unnecessary. So we can see it here now. All right. So that value count that we saw initially, all right, we can now see it in terms of a pie chart. So all we did is plt.py, and we passed in the variables procart and procart.index. Now, let me show you something very interesting. Let me add a label for this. So I'll add a label. To add label, it is auto PCT, all right, okay, equals to the decimal places. How many decimal places you want? I'll say one decimal place. F, and I'll put the percentage sign. Okay, I'll put double and I'll put 1 in front also. And this will give me a percentage sign. So I can tell now that 64% of our transactions are coming from, okay, 64% of our transactions are coming from accessories. 15% of our transactions come from clothing, while 20% come from phones. So in terms of transaction, accessory is moving over 60%. So 65% of our transactions are based on accessories, while 20% is based on phones, 15% is based on clothing. So that's exactly what's right. And you can still do the regular things that we do. You know, the size of the visualization. I'll reduce the size to 5 by 3. All right. So let's do that real quick, just so that it is smaller. Exactly. So you see it's now smaller. All right, so you can see now easily communicating, visuals to the key stakeholders within the business. All right, 65% of our transactions are accessory based, while 20% phone, 15 from clothing, and so on and so forth. So these are the things that you do when you are visualizing, singular column. Now, all what you have done so far, they are based on categorical data. So, customer gender is a category. Payment option is a category. Online cash, POS, these are all categorical data. Product category, it's literally a category. Do you understand? So accessory is one category, phones is another category. Okay. And clothing is another category. Okay. So this is still all categorical data. All right. So, well, now the key question is, if you know how to visualize categorical data, what about numerical data? Now, the other question is numerical data. That's another thing. We have dealt with categorical data. Okay. Now, the next question is, what about if you want to visualize numerical data? Take, for example, you have customer age. How do you visualize customer age? Are you going to use a bar chart? Are you going to use a column chart? Are you going to use a pie chart? Absolutely no. All right. You can't use a bar chart or a column chart to do this. Okay. All right. To visualize numbers. So you have quantity. How do you visualize quantity? How do you visualize total cost? Now we are still doing univariate analysis, single column. We're only looking at one column at a time. So when you want to look at customer age, how do you visualize the customer age? How do you visualize the customer quantity? How do you visualize the total cost, total revenue, and profit or loss? Those are the key questions. And what do we say we use? We use charts like histogram, box plots, and scatter plots for numerical data points. For numerical data. So I'm going to do something for you real quick. All right. So because of time, I'm not going to waste too much time. So I would introduce another concept, which is called subplots. So, as a data analyst, when you're building dashboard in Power BI, Excel, you are combining visualizations together. In Python, you can do the same thing. All right. In Python, you can also do the same thing. All right. So, when you see a dashboard in Power BI, in Excel, it has a combination of visualizations, pie chart, bar chart, and everything together. In Python, we call them subplots. It's not a dashboard, okay? All right. But you can have your visualizations all in one place. It allows you to visualize multiple visualizations in one particular space. Okay. So now let's quickly do that. Let me show you how to do a subplot. Okay. So the things you need to do, first of all, is to specify the type of how many column and how many rows you want to visualize. It's very simple. All right. So we need to specify. So fig, comma, or do I need to make it complex for you guys? It's not going to be complex. I'll try my best to make it, like I said, it's just for you to see what you can do. All right, with Python. All right. So I'm going to show you this if you've never seen it before. And if you've seen it before, I'm going to show you how to do it. So fig, and we have axis. Okay. Okay. Axis equals to, I'm just going to say PLT, which is matplotlib, the subplots. Okay. Subplots. Now I need to specify the number of rows. n rows, I'll say 1, all right? And number of columns, okay? And let me say 3 columns for this one, okay? And the figure size is the last thing I will specify. I don't want it to be too big, so I'm going to keep it, a bit of a stretch, 20 by 5, okay? Now, let me run this. You see exactly what I'm talking about. Let me run this. You see exact, and I'll explain it step by step. So you see this now. I have 3 visualizations in here. I have what? 3 visualizations. All right. I have 3 beautiful placed visualization. So you see your visual, like I said, like your dashboard is a combination of visualizations at the same time. Okay. So you see this n rows, n rows. All right, n rows specify number of rows. So this is number of row. I said I want 1 row. So you see this, this is row 1, R1. But now if I change it to R, if I say R should be 2, if I say R, number of rows should be 2, all right, you see, I will have 2 rows. You see this thing? Now I have 2 rows. You see how Python is sweet, okay, and easy to learn. So you see, because of this n row is 2, now I have 2 rows. Number of column, I said 3. So if you look at it, this is column 1, this is column 1, all right, column 2, and column number 3. So column 1, column 2, column 3. Row 1, R1, and R2. And that's because I specified 2 in there. All right, sweet and simple to learn. All right. So if I say column, I want 10 columns. Okay. You can guess and try it. It's going to give me 10 columns. So you see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Obviously 1, 2, 3. That will be 20 in total. So that is 10 rows, 10 columns, and 2 rows. But you see, you can always make it as flexible as possible. All right. But anyways, for this class, I'm going to make it into 3. I just want 3 visualizations, very simple. And I want 1 row, and 3 columns. So 1 row, 3 columns. Fantastic. All right. So this is what I want. So I want to put a visualization here. I want to put a visualization here. I want to put a visualization here. I want to put 3 visualizations on 1 part. That's what I want to do now. So now I want to visualize, and I'm using it for numerical data. So I'm using it for numerical. You can use the same thing for categorical. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter any. I'm just using numerical for now, for just the class, okay? For numerical data points, okay? So I'm going to use this. So now all I need to do is specify. I want to, like I said, for numerical data points, what do we say we should use? We can use histogram, box plot, or scatter plot. Okay, so I'm going to show you that quickly. Okay, how you can do this kind of visualization. So the first one we want to do is customer age. Customer age is a number. Age is a number. How do you visualize customer age? We are still doing univariate analysis. Bear in mind, we are still doing univariate analysis. So we're only looking at 1 column, which is customer age. So we have customer age 26, 31, 40. So how do we visualize just this column? So exactly that's what we need to do now. Let's visualize. And we're going to use as a number, I'm going to use a box plot for this one. So SNS dot box plot. You can never forget, even if you don't. So box plot. So X, I would say X equals to data square brackets, and I will put it as what? Customer what? Customer age. All right. And I will need to specify where it should be. All right. I will need to specify where the visualization, this box plot, I need to specify which of these boxes it needs to enter. I need to specify, should it come here? All right. Or should it come to this place? All right. Or should it come to the third one? I need to specify. If I don't specify, Python will be confused. Okay. We don't want Python. Anything that will lead to confusion, we don't want it. So we need to specify. Now, Python, the way Python works is a sweet language. So if you want to count as a human being, what would you do? You want to count. You count 1, 2. So you only start with 1. But Python does not understand that. Python starts from 0. So this is 0, 1, and 2. So Python does not understand, 1, 2, 3 as 3. Like if you want to count 3 times, all right, 1, 2, 3. Python does not understand. Python starts from 0. So if you want to specify, you will need to say 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so that's it. So we need to come here now and I will specify, I will say axis AX equals to axis. You see, we specify the axis here, axis square bracket 0. So we're basically, this, what we are saying here is this visualization, all this visualization, put it inside 0. This 0 that we have here, put it inside that place. All right. So if I run this now, you see it will put it inside this box here, which is 0. And that's what I have specified here. So this is what we call a box plot. This is what we call a box plot. Now, to remove this thing, can anybody remember what to do to remove this? It's not an error, but to remove that, the noise that we have here. Semicolon, fantastic. Fred, fantastic. Boye, Tochuku, yes, fantastic. So if I run that, it's going to take out that, all right? So now, the next thing I want to, this is customer age. So when you are dealing with numbers, when you are dealing with numbers, when you are dealing with numbers, you use the box plot, the histogram, scatter plot to visualize numbers. I absolutely love this. Honestly speaking, with these answers I'm getting, you guys are like the best people I've facilitated so far in my life. Okay. And I've been doing this for well over 5 years. Okay. You guys are like the best class I have taken so far in my life. All right. So now that is customer age. All right. But we have other columns like what? We have total cost, we have total revenue, we have profit. We need to look at this. Now, looking at what we have here, all right, looking at this box plot, I don't have enough time to explain each one of them. All right. But anyways, you will need to understand the interpretation. This is basically a box plot. From this now, I can tell I have no outliers in my data. In customer age, I mean, it's normalized in the sense that I have no outliers. Okay, I can see the mean age. The mean age is about 51 or thereabouts. Okay, it's about 51. Okay, that's the mean customer age is 51. A majority of the people, majority of my customers are between the age of 35 to 70. Majority of my customers are between the age of 35 to 70. So, like I said, I may not have enough time to go through interpretation and all that. So this line that you have here, this is your mean. Okay, that's the mean. Now this box from year to year, it means concentration. So you have a lot of people, you have a lot of customers between the age of what? 35 to 70. All right. So majority of your customers are between the age of 35 to 70. That is interpretation. All right. The mean age is 50 what? 51. We can do calculations to find out the exact age. All right. But I said it is 50. It's going to be at 51 or thereabouts. Okay. So this is the minimum age. This is the least age. And this is the maximum age. This is the minimum age. Minimum. All right. And this is the maximum, max. Okay. So minimum age, maximum age. This is the range. All right. So this is the concentration where you have most of your where your customers lie. That's what the box plot represents. Okay. So that's what a box plot is, simple and short. So if I have outliers in my data, the box plot will easily spot outliers. All right, within my data. All right. So that's the beauty of you looking at individual columns. First of all right, before you now start mixing like like the way your soup in your house, okay? Before you start mixing them up. All right, just look at one column at a time before you start doing any form of advanced analysis. Okay. Now the second one I want to do is I'll just do revenue and profits. Okay, I can easily copy this. I don't need to waste too much time. Copy and I'll paste, press enter and paste. So the only thing that will change is I don't want customer age again. I want what? I want total revenue. Total revenue. Okay? And axis here for total revenue, where should we put it? 0, or what should we put here? 1, 2, 3. 1. Fantastic, Fred. Oh my, you guys are too much. Fantastic. So that's for total revenue. For profit or loss, profit or loss. All right. So we'll go for the last one, which will be 2. Which will be 2. So you see what we have here. This is 1, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. And that's what we have here. So 0 for this, 1 for this, and 2 for this. And that's exactly what we are looking at. So essentially, that's what we just did. So if I run this code now, all right, if I run this piece of code, okay, it's going to take me to what? Boom. So easily now, I'm using a box plot. I'm using a box plot at the moment, but you can now see this is what we call outliers. I can see in my total revenue, I have a bunch of outliers, meaning that some transactions I am making so much money from those transactions compared to the average price, compared to the average, compared to the minimum and the maximum based on the quarter, what we call interquarter range. I don't want to go too technical, but based on the interquarter range that we have here, the minimum and the maximum, the Q1, Q2, the minimum, everything based on all this data that exists in this particular box. All right. I am some transactions I am making are way larger than way larger than the average and the normal amount I'm making in here. Okay. That's exactly in terms of revenue. This is me looking at revenue. All right. Profit or loss, the same thing. Some transaction I am making so much profit, I'm making so much profit. But other some transaction also I am making so much loss. Okay? I am making so much loss. These are what we call these dots that you're seeing here are what we call outliers. 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 Okay. So this is when people are talking about outliers, how do you detect? The box plot is a perfect way to detect outliers in your data. All right. But I want to mix it up. I want to mix it up. I want to mix it. I don't want to use just box plots. I want to show you something, histogram. So you see, instead of box plots, I will change it to east plots. That's what I'll change. To change it from box to histogram. Okay, so let me change this last one here to no, the total revenue. I'll change it to histogram. Let me do that real quick. And you see, it responds to an histogram. Now, the beauty of an histogram is it tells you where your outliers lie, where they belong to. All right. So if you look at your outliers, if you look at a normal, what we call normal distribution, it looks like this. This is what we call a normal distribution. But you see this one here, it doesn't look like this. This one looks like this. This is how it looks. Okay. It looks like this. Okay. And this is what we call a normal distribution. This one here, now abnormal distribution, but we don't, I won't, I won't call it abnormal distribution. Okay, it's what we call, this is once you see it like this, concentration on the left. When you see this is on the left. When you see concentration, and you see your data point is on the left, all right, and you see scanty stuff on the right. Okay, that is what we call a right skew. Right skew. How about my writing? Right. This is shall right. Right skew. This is what we call a right skew. So this is also they also call it positive skew. Skew. Anyways, I don't want to get too technical, guys. Okay, for beginners, so they don't run away. All right. Well, basically, what it means, what right skew or positive skew, what it means is that your outliers are to the right. So your numbers are large. You have large numbers, all right? You have large numbers that are offsetting your normal distribution. You have some big numbers. Some odogus exist within your data that is making it skew, okay? That is making it skew. So normally it should be like this. It should look like this, like a bell. If you have a timekeeper, if you're ever a timekeeper in school or you attend some churches that use bell, you know what a bell looks like. It looks like a bell. They call it the bell curve because it looks like a bell. So this is a normal distribution. A normal distribution basically means that your mean is equals to your median and is equals to your mode. So people will be saying, Jesus, this is too technical for me. But it's very simple. Your mean is what? Your average. Median is the middle number. Mode is the most frequent number. All right. So these are the things that you will learn. This is just this is not, I'm not even analyzing plenty information. This is just one column that I'm looking at. I'm not looking at everything at the same time. So all of you that are trying to come up with questions as to what do I ask? What questions do I ask? This just start with one column. All right. Before you now move to two, you move to four, and all that. But start with one. There's so many information you will get by just looking at each column for a start before you even jump into bivariate and so on and so forth. So, anyways, I know time is far well spent. I'm not going to spend too much time, but anyways, you can mix this up together. You know, interpretation is more important than visualization. So when you visualize, try to find out what it means. All right? Try. That's the key thing. If you visualize, you finish visualizing. It's not just bar chart and pie chart and all that. No. All right. Do more technical analysis, pie chart, histogram, box plot, violin plots, and all that to tell more interesting stories about your data. All right. So I think I'll do a little bit of bivariate analysis that we can call it a day. All right. It's Saturday, it's Sunday. I don't want to stress you guys too much or stretch your head too much. All right. So I'm going to just do one more. I'm going to just talk on bivariate. Okay. Bivariate. Another set of people will be saying, Jesus, what is this? Bivariate, basically, when you say bi, it means what? Double, two. It means two or double. All right. All right, it basically means two. I don't want to use the word double. So two. So this time around, we're looking at two columns at the same times. Now this time around, we're not mixing it up. Like you're not doing okra and stew. If you know how to mix soup, you're doing ogbono and okra soup. Mix it together. I don't know, Indomie and bread. All right. But now we are mixing things together. We're mixing two columns together. Before it was just one column. We're just looking at product category. We're looking at customer age, total revenue, profit and loss. We're only looking at one column. All right. But this time around, we are now mixing two columns together. We are mixing two columns together. Now, let me show you that. Let me show you. I'm going to say data.n, data.n, so I can look at the column so we can see the data again together. So now I can specify, I don't want 5 column. I can put 3 inside the bracket here, and it will give me only 3 column. All right, so I only want 3 columns. I don't want 5 this time around. Okay. So now we see bivariate, we're looking at 2 columns at the same time. Take, for example, I want to know what transaction, let's say customer gender and profits. Let's look at that. Total profit. So if you have a question like, we're looking at 2 columns, customer gender column and the profit or loss column. So this is 2 columns we are analyzing together now. This is what we call bivariate analysis. So we're looking at 2 columns, customer gender, 1 column, and profit. So we're combining 2 columns together now. All right. So we can see total profit, and that's what you say total profit by gender. All right. Total profit by gender. All right. Now we want to know. Yes, we have a lot of female making transactions. So if you look at this, we have a lot of female making transactions, but they might not be spending so much money. We might not be making money. They might be initiating so many transactions, but does it reflect to profits? We don't know unless we check. So now that's the first thing we want to look at. Total profit by gender. We're combining 2 columns together now in order for us to make sense out of it. So how do we do this? Very simple. All right. So what we need to do, first of all, is what we need to do a calculation, a very simple calculation. And that is, I would say data dot group by, okay? Data dot group by, and I will specify the column. I would say, what are we looking at? We're looking at customer gender, customer underscore gender. All right, customer gender Then I would say we want to get profit. So we'd say square brackets, profit. So customer gender by profit, isn't it? Profit, profit or loss, profit slash loss. Okay. Then I will come here and say sum. I want to sum up the profits for male and for female. Okay. And I'll run it. So now looking at this, okay, we still see we have a lot of female making we're making more profit from female customers than male customers. So indeed, female we're making more money from female. So what we are doing here is we are summing up profits. We are summing up all the profits for male, all right? We are summing up all the profits for female. So we are summing them up together. All right. So we can now see that for female, we're making about 1.1 million. All right. In terms of profits, we're making 1.1 million from the female folks. All right. For the male folks, we're making 1.0. That's 1 million plus from the male category. So categorically speaking, we are making more money, we're making more profits from the female. So two things now. We can tell two simple stories. In terms of transactions, the female is initiating more transactions than the male counterparts. Now, this volume of transaction also equates to profit, meaning that we are making profit from those transactions that the female counterparts are initiating. So, like I said, it's good to have it in numbers, but visualization also does the trick for us. So I'm going to put this into, I will say, let me see. What do I want to call this? Plus gen underscore prof equals to gen underscore pro equals to, all right. So that's it. So if I want to visualize this, I'll just say it's very simple. SNS dot, I'll go back to my bar plots. I'll say bar plots. Okay. If I want to use the bar chart, let's use bar charts so it's easy for us to see. Bar charts, and I would say y equals to customer gender, y equals to customer underscore gender, okay, and comma, then x would be our profit or loss. So you see, we are doing two things at the same time. Profit underscore loss. Okay, no, it's not underscore, sorry. It's supposed to be a profit underscore loss. All right. So this one here, I would add something here, reset underscore reset index. Reset index. Okay. Reset, sorry, my mouse is acting up. Index. Okay. Open and close brackets. And this is what I have. And let's run this. Okay, I'll specify the data also. I'll say data equals to gen underscore pro. Gen underscore pro. Okay, and that's it. So if I run this, I think I have an error here. Series object has no reset index. Reset underscore index. So just give me a second. I have this group by data.group by customer gender. Okay, profit. Okay, dot sum. Okay, dot reset index. I'm not sure why this is giving me an error. Okay, reset, not rest. See me. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Reset. So, oh, it's too large. It's too big. Let me quickly change the size of the plt.figure. Okay, then I'll change the figure size. So sometimes you see, programming can be simple, can be easier, but sometimes it can be very big headache. You'll be looking at it and you'll never see the error, not knowing that it's the spelling that you have issues with. Figure size, okay, close the brackets, that's it. Okay, put semicolon to take out that, and that's it. So in terms of profits here, we can see that we're making more profits from the female folks. They have more transactions, we are still making money from them. But you see, there are still other things, we are still looking at two variables. We are still looking at two columns, all right? All right, there's so many things that we still need to look at. A number of transactions. We can compare, various columns together. Okay. All right. So you are looking at two columns together to find out, customer gender versus profit, customer product category. Let's look at product category and profit or loss. Very simple. I'll just copy this code. All right. I'll copy it. I don't need to stress myself typing that all over again. So this time around, total profit by product category. That's the key thing I'm looking for. Total profit by product category. So essentially, now I want to know what product category are we making the most profit from? What product category are we making the most profit from? Now, looking at in terms of numbers, okay, we did not visualize. Okay, product category, accessories. We are doing more transactions from accessories. All right, we are doing more. 64% or 65% of our transactions, are based on accessories, while 20% from phone, clothing, 15%. So now, in terms of transaction, we have more transaction from accessories. But now let's see it in terms of profit. So it might not be leading to profit. So let's look at it. Let's see. So I'm going to change, instead of Gem Pro, I will change it to Cat Pro, okay, which is category product. Cat Pro, I'll just call it Cat Pro. It doesn't mean anything. All right. Product category, profit or loss. Okay. So we're looking at, instead of customer agenda, I'll change this also to product category. That's what I'll do. So anywhere it was customer agenda before, I would change it to product category. So I'll change it also to Cat Pro category program profit, category and profit. And I'll run this. So now you see this now, all right? I can see majority of the profits are coming from, accessory transactions based on accessories, all right? Based on accessories. Clothing, all right, is the next, and phones is the least. So I can easily tell, we're making more profit from accessories, followed by clothing, and followed by phones. And that's just the way it works. So you see, this is still bivariate analysis. This is what we call bivariate analysis. This is supposed to be column, it's supposed to be an N here. All right. So this is still two columns that we're looking at. This is still two columns we are looking at. So at bivariate, you're looking at two columns, comparing two columns, customer age and total cost, or customer type and profit, quantity and salesperson. We're looking at two columns and analyzing it at the same time. The other one is multivariate analysis. We don't have too much time, and I said I was going to just stay here so I'm not going to take too much of time. It's multivariate, variate analysis. Okay, so this is one in this particular regards. Okay, for multivariate, we're looking at 3 or more columns. All right. So if you don't know you don't know what kind of questions to ask, you don't know what kind of questions, you don't know what type of questions to ask, consider those 3 things before you start analyzing. All right. What type of data do you want to visualize? And what type of analysis do you want to perform? Start first with your univariate. Look at each column first of all. Analyze each column one after the other before you move to bivariate, where you're now mixing 2 columns together. All right. Then the third one is multivariate analysis, where you're now combining 3 or more columns. Now you're looking at, product category, subcategory, and profits. So those are 3 columns. So we're looking at product category, subcategory, and profit. 3 columns combined together. So you see accessories. There are so many products you sell under accessories. You have keyboard, you have phone charger, laptop charger, batteries and all that. All right. So you want to know what product itself are you making the most profit? So that's where you now get what? Multiple, you have like 3 or more columns. All right. So you're finding out, you can now find out that, oh, we make more profit from keyboard transactions. You can find out the state, the product category, and profit or loss. You can find out 4 or more columns, mix them up together to find out in each state, where are we making the most profit? What product are we selling the most in what state and is generating this amount of profit? So, it gets a point where you're not, but the base level, if you know how to combine, start from 1, move to 2 columns, combine them together, move to 3 or more, and that's how you that's how you improve the questions that you ask when you are making your analysis. All right. So it's just a pity we can't go through everything. I wish we could go through everything and enjoy ourselves for the rest of the day. But essentially, um, if you've learned something new, I want you to put a one in the chat so we can move on from there. Put a one if you've learned some. Fred, that's all right. Fantastic, fantastic. I really love this. I really love this. This is honestly why we do what we are doing. Essentially, just because a lot of people struggle to get started in data science, not because they don't know how to do it or they've not tried, but because it's difficult, because of explanation, it's because, and that's really why I started analytics, or we started analytics in the real sense of it, because uh, for me to understand all these things I just explained this night, trust me, Eric, it took me a while. Okay, it took me a while to even learn Python for a start. But after having understood it, all right, to pass on that knowledge is the key thing for us. All right, to make it easy for other people to understand, conceptualize, and deploy and use it in their work together in the real world is what we are looking at. All right. And really that is why we started the data science training program. That's really why we started. That's the key thing. That's the reason why we started the full stack data science program. That's really the reason is it doesn't pass that. That's the reason we started the full stack data science training program. All right. I'm still laughing at some of the comments I have here. All right. All right. So the key thing here is how do you become a full stack data scientist? A lot of people feel they need a master's, they need a PhD, they need all the certification in life in order for them to even get a job as a data scientist. But if I tell you, you don't need any of those certifications. All you need is practical, real life examples, portfolio, have a portfolio. And those are the things that you need to get started. But anyways, I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to walk you through the journey. All right. Simple, very simple journey. So for the full stack data science program, it comes with a specialization in computer vision. All right. Very sweet application of the what we call a very sweet application of what we call ML, machine learning, and what we call deep learning. Okay. So you're going to become, you're going to learn computer vision. The training program it comes with a specialization in computer vision. So in this training program, you're going to learn statistics. All right. So all of you that are scared of that mean median mode, you will learn all the basics, all the introductions that you need to learn. You'll learn Excel, you'll learn Tableau, you'll learn SQL, you'll learn Anaconda, you get to work with Python, GitHub, and last but not the least, Microsoft Fabrics. So these are all up-to-date technologies that you require to become a full stack data scientist. All right. So the training program is 100% online, 100%. So regardless of anywhere you are, to say that, oh, if it meant that you're in the UK, how will I be able to come for training? It doesn't matter. Don't worry. It's virtual. It's 100% online. It's 100% online. All right. It's hands-on practical. So we use practicals, all right, hands-on practical sessions to explain the concept. Rather than you trying to conceptualize theoretically, we use real life case studies like what we did today to explain the concept, to explain it to you for you to understand better. All right. So seeing is believing. All right. Explanation based on real life examples is what you need to understand to conceptualize what a data scientist will do on a daily basis. All right. So the sessions the sessions are all recorded. It comes with the videos. So anytime you go to class, the sessions are fully recorded. You wouldn't have access to the recording. It's a live class. You have live classes, all right, and all that. So it comes with exercises. It comes with projects, and essentially that's what you'll be doing during the training program. It's hands-on practical, like what we did today. All right, it's going to be hands-on practical, and we'll start from the basics anyway. All right. So, lifetime access to the materials and experts. Lifetime access to the materials and the experts. Those are the things that you'll be working. That once you finish the training program, it's not like, oh, you need to download the materials for 3 months or 6 months. Then after that, that's the end. I still have people that have gone through the training program 2 years ago that will still interact. All right, that we still interact. So, and that's the same thing with across all the programs that we offer lifetime access to the materials and the experts. You'll get to work on, you'll have over 20 classes 50 plus topics. The average salary of a data scientist in the UK is £60,000, okay, per annum. Okay. You get to work on 6 projects and add it to your portfolio. 100% job visibility. This is a key one for us. All right. You don't want to learn a new skill and get stranded, not know where to go to, not know what jobs to apply for. All right. We are going to work with you to get places where you can get jobs as a full stack data scientist. All right. After the training program, you get an industry relevant certification. And the training program itself is for 3 months. All right, 3 months. And it comes with 1 month free virtual internship, free of charge virtual internship. All right. So these are the things that you get from the training program. 100% online training program. All sessions are recorded. So even if you miss it due to Owambe or any other circumstances, you would get the recorded vid session. Unlike physical classes that once you even sneeze, all right, that's the end. That 10 minutes or that 5 second sneeze, you've lost it for life. There's nothing that will bring it back for you. But all our sessions are recorded. You would always get a recording, and you even have lifetime access to these materials and the videos and everything. The training program is hands-on practical. You'll be working on case studies, real life case studies. The Jumanji that we use in class today is a real life project. It's a real life project that I worked on personally. I've adjusted some of the technicalities, some of the names and all that, but it is an actual real life project. All right. So these are the things that you get to work on, all right, and explore. And I'm also going to show you some of the projects you work on. So how do I become a full stack data scientist? That's the key question that is bothering most people. How do I get started? What do I do? The first thing is to learn statistics. All right. You need to learn statistics. So I am not good in statistics. I'm not good with numbers. I'm not good with, it's the same thing. I'm not all those things. I'm the same person. I'm not good with numbers. I'm not good with stats. All right. But I learned it. Okay. And I will be the one to teach you statistics. Okay. So, all the things like measure of central tendency, all right, measure of measure of symmetry and all that, okay, statistical concepts, statistical modeling and all that, you will get to learn every single bit of it. All right. So you have your, variance, standard deviation, all those things that we learned in secondaries and university that we never felt the need of why we needed them. You will be learning the concept and you would understand. I will tell you, you will understand better than what you've ever learned. So the mean median mode, for example, that we used back in school, all right? Now we never know, like, oh, middle number. Why do we need to get the middle number? So you have an array of numbers and they're telling you to get the middle number. Why do we need to get the middle number? Our teachers never told us why. And that's the reason, those are the major things that schools will not teach you. Even university will not teach you. All right. So, that's what you'll be learning. All right. The why behind statistics. Why statistics? Why statistics is really important in the first place? You will get to know why statistics is important. The difference between population and sample data and all that. You need to understand the basics. So once you learn statistics, you move into Excel and Tableau for predictive analytics. Now, the beauty about this is the reason why we call this the full stack data science program is very simple. Very, very simple. Okay. In most organizations across the world, they are at different levels of adoption. Okay. Adopting data science. Okay. Some organizations are still using Excel. But how do you get into that kind of organization and still do data science? All right. So you'll be learning Excel for 3 key things. You'll be learning Excel and Tableau for 3 key things: descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, and predictive analytics. Now you would get to use Excel for descriptive and diagnostic. So you see your dashboard. That's what we call descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Now let me explain it to you better. So you see your descriptive analytics. Basically, it's telling a story about what happened. So you see the analysis that we did today is majorly descriptive analytics. How many customers? What was the total number of transactions? Transactions by male and female by gender. These are all descriptive. You are telling the story on what happened. All right. The next part of it is diagnostic analytics. Why did that particular thing happen? Why did it happen? That's diagnosed. So you're trying to diagnose. So anytime you see a dashboard out there, It's answering two critical questions: what happened and why that thing happened. And you see, that's where you would learn Excel and Tableau for those kind of analysis. But now you take it one step further to do predictions. All right. So you use statistical models to do machine learning, to do predictions, forecasting, and all that. You'll be learning all that in using Excel and Tableau for predictive analytics. All right. So once you're done with that, SQL is a language for every data professional in the world. So as a full stack data scientist, you are not exempted. You will get to learn the SQL, and it's one of the easiest things to learn. All right. So SQL is called structured query language. Every organization leverage what we call a database. So the way you safeguard your money in a bank, all right, or your leftover food, where do you put it? In your fridge, your refrigerator, whatever it is. All right. So there's always a place where you keep stuff. Your shoe, you have a shoe rack where you keep your shoes. So in every organization, there is a place where they keep their data, and it's referred to as a database, or in some instance, the database, the data warehouse. They're not the same thing, but essentially they store it in a database. All right. So you as a data scientist, in order for us to do this analysis that we did, all right, we would need to write SQL to extract the data. All right. We will need SQL to extract the data so that we can do our analysis. That's what we need SQL for. So SQL allows us to query data out of the database. All right. In order for us to do more advanced analysis and so on and so forth. So you get to work with SQL. All right. So you learn Excel and Tableau for predictive analytics. You get to work with SQL. Thereafter, you enter into Python programming. So you start with the Python basics, what's the data type, data structures. You get to work with loops, for loops, while loops, and all that. So you learn Python programming like a normal developer, like a normal data scientist. And after that, you now specialize, Python for EDA, what we call exploratory data analysis, machine learning, and computer vision. Okay. So you now start to build real life projects. Okay. Touching across machine learning and, computer vision. Then the last but not the least, once you finish go through all this, all right, you now start to celebrate like these guys here, to become a master data scientist. You become a master data scientist. So these are the things you're going to go through, from statistics to learning Excel and Tableau for predictive analytics, let SQL, Python, then you get to work on EDA, what we call exploratory data analysis, machine learning, and computer vision. Okay? So that's basically the way you're going to go through. Okay? And you're going to work. So this is the way you're going to go through. But the key thing is, as a training organization and as someone that is still working in the industry, I'm always abreast of what is happening in the industry. All right. So recent technologies, recent innovations, we always leverage them and add them to our courses so that the people that go through the training program, are up to date. So Microsoft Fabrics, which is about just a few months old in terms of launch, all right, you're also going to be leveraging how to use Microsoft Fabrics, okay, as a data scientist. You would also work with ChatGPT, okay? You also get to work with ChatGPT as a data scientist. And GitHub Copilot makes it coding simple for you. All right, GitHub Copilot makes it so easy for you to program, so easy for you to code. You're going to work with all these technologies, all these tools during your training program. All right. So you're going to work here with statistics, Microsoft Excel, Tableau, SQL, Python, EDA, which is exploratory data analysis and visualization. You get to work with machine learning, computer vision, Microsoft Fabrics, ChatGPT, and GitHub Copilot. These are things that you're going to be working with. Now, the beauty about this is they are all weekend classes. The classes are all on weekends. Okay, the classes are all on the weekends. Now, another beautiful thing about this training program is it's just all these technical things. It's only 50% you need. This is just 50% of what you get from the training program. So the technical skills is just 50% of what you will get from the training program. I know all of you are excited to hear about the cost implication and all that, but I'm going to tell you the technical skill is only 50% of what you need. All right. Now, I'm very sure a lot of you would be wondering what the other 50% is, all right, you get from the training program. This is just 50%, all right? So for projects, some of the projects you get to work on, like I said, what makes us different from any other person out there is the projects that we work on, that you will work on, all right? So all our projects are real life projects. So projects from my own experience, projects from other facilitators' experience, is what we have adjusted to train our people, all right, to participants. So the first one there is Castro Technology Workplace Sport Facility. That's a company based off in the UK, all right? But obviously the names have been changed. Some of the names have been changed just for privacy and all that. So you see, that's a company based off in the UK, all right? Nestle is a very popular brand that we're all aware of. Online food delivery preferences mainland, that's a Nigerian-based company that will been adjusted to, for projects for projects for you to have projects in your portfolio. All right. Some other projects you get to work on is fraudulent transaction in the bank, employee attrition in IBM, data science salaries, and so on and so forth. All right. So you're going to be working on quite a number, and these are some of the project. Some of the project. Redux Airlines, you're going to work on legacy groups. So the good thing about the training program is you're not just working on very generic case studies. All right. You're not working on Titanic data set, or what's the other one? Iris data sets. You're not working on very generic data. You're working on real life projects, real life application of data science. All right. Like what we did today. Very, very business case, business worthy. All right. So those are the kind of projects you get to work on. And I'll say you'll literally see what other people have done. All right. To be very honest with you. So your learning roadmap is very simple and straightforward. It's a 4 month training program, 4 months. Okay. 4 months. Okay. So the training program is for 2 months. You have 3 months project-based live classes, 3 months project-based live classes, 2 weeks capstone project. So you have projects in between your training program. So Excel, you do a project, Tableau, you work on a project, SQL, you have a project, so on and so forth. You have several projects in the entire lifeline of the training program. But at the end of the training program, you're given what we call a capstone project. And this capstone project is another end-to-end projects that covers all the things you've learned, all the way from, Python to EDA to machine learning and all that. You're going to be statistical modeling and all that. You're going to be working on everything combined together in one single project, which we call the Capstone project. And once you're done with that, we still have the 1 month free virtual internship. Now, this internship, I'm going to explain better as we go on, but it comes for free. They're not paying a dime for that. Okay. Now the training program is instructor led, virtual instructor led. You have, someone like myself that will be in class to teach you and hold you through your training program. You're going to be learning from the industry's best professional. Trust me. Okay. So class schedule is Saturday and Sunday. All right. Classes are on Saturday and classes also on Sunday, but I'll explain it to you. So we have the morning session, all right, and we have the evening session. So we have the morning session and we have also the evening session. So sessions for the morning guys. So if you're in Canada, you are in the US, or even you're in Nigeria, and you want to attend the morning session, it's fine. You can choose any one of your choice. All right. So the morning session is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time on Saturday. Saturday. All right. So we're looking at just Saturday for now. Saturday in the morning session is between 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And in the evening session, so for the guys in Canada, the US, and any other part of the country that wants to take on the evening session, all right, it's between 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time. So that time would equate to 11 between 11 to 2, 11 to 2. That's or is it Calgary time or thereabouts? Yeah, I think Toronto time, Toronto. All right. So that's 4 p.m. to 11, that's 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. evening time. So you can either take the morning session or the evening session or anyone you want. You can choose either of the two. Now on Sunday, we have what we call self-paced watch me do it videos. I'm going to show you that. All right. So the videos allow you to build projects on your own. Okay. So the live classes, we have live classes on Saturdays. All right. Then on Sunday, you are going to be working on a self-paced project. And that's just the way it works. Okay. So by the next week, every weekend is project based. Every live class is based off of the project. And I'm going to show you that I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through the project. All right. So every weekend class is a project you're going to be working on. Every class, every weekend, it's a new project. Okay. So take, for example, you're going to start on your first day, move on to, you're going to be given videos, what we do with videos on Sunday for you to introduce it to the concept, build small time projects. Then Saturday, you get to work on a full end-to-end project. And I'm going to show you, don't worry, I'm going to show you the projects you're going to work on. All right. So the last but not the least, the roadmap is recruitment act sessions. Recruitment act sessions. So position yourself for success, stand out in interviews and all that. So we're going to do that for you. All right. So the other 50%, like I said, the other 50%. So the technical skills only gives you 50%. All right. And this is why most people tell you it is difficult to get a job in data science. And that's because they learn technical, okay? They learn how to write Python, but they don't have a good CV. Okay. So you see a lot of I was literally just talking to a friend of mine, okay? We've not spoken to each other for a while. All right. He's also based, he moved from Germany to the UK, so on and so forth. Long story. So we're talking, and it was talking about people getting jobs, people moving to the UK. All right, either on the tech nation, the tech, what do you call it? Global talent, okay, global talent, tech nation, and all that, and even people that got jobs, all right, or people that relocated, and people that have experience, all right, and they're finding it to get a job, all right. So those kind of people will come and tell you that, oh, it's difficult to get a job in the UK, but that's because that's their own experience, that's their life, all right, not knowing that they don't have a good CV. Majority of the people that learn and try to transition fail because they don't have a good CV. All right. And that's where we come into an hold you because we don't want you to make the mistake that I made personally. So after I finished my master's and I was looking for a job, this was a couple of years back, I spent nothing less than 6 months looking for a job. And I had a terrible CV. I never knew, but obviously, as someone that's always reinventing, speaking to mentors and all that, I was able to find out that my CV was one of the major reasons I was getting rejected. All right. That was the major reason I was getting rejected. So there's something we call, in advanced countries, we have what we call ATS. So sometimes you apply for a job and immediately you apply, immediately you get a rejection. And you'll be wondering, is it your village person that's on the other end that is expecting your email, all right? That's expecting that your application and is getting you rejected immediately? Absolutely not. It's not your village person. It's what we call the applicant tracking software. All right. So recruiters are using this to automate bad CVs. So rather than them taking hours to look through and sift through CVs, they have a software that will look at your CV, and if it doesn't match up to their standard, it rejects you immediately. So, a majority of these people don't have good CVs. So you learn technical skill, but your CV is bad. You'll now say that, no, there's no job anywhere. We're not hiring anybody. Your CV is bad. That's why you're not getting a job. So we help you, we will hold you, guide you on your CV review, and help you, refine your CV. I have experience. I don't have experience. I am a beginner. I am an entrepreneur. I've never worked before. All those things are very, 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 very minute issues that we can actually adjust while adjusting your CV or working on your CV. The next thing is LinkedIn optimization. We're going to help you up to optimize your LinkedIn profile. So basically, I'm going to explain LinkedIn optimization in a very, very quick way. So when you go on Google and you search for, let's say, the best restaurant name, best restaurant, okay? You see, there's some restaurant that will be on the top search, okay? All right? Or restaurants, or you just Google restaurants to eat lunch. You see some restaurants will always be on the top, all right, when you Google it. That's what we call search engine optimization. The same thing with LinkedIn. If a recruiter goes on LinkedIn and puts in data scientist, data analyst, all right, would your profile, your LinkedIn profile, will it appear as a top ranking profile? All right. So that's where LinkedIn optimization comes in. Now, if you have a LinkedIn profile and you don't get what we call emails, something is very important. All right. Something, if you don't get emails, that's from recruiters, even at your current level where you are. If you don't get emails, then your LinkedIn profile is not optimized. Okay. The third thing I have here is, Upwork optimization. Upwork is a platform for freelancers. Okay. So I'm going to show you that briefly. Okay. Just briefly. I'm not going to waste too much time on that. Well, I need to show you. I'll still show you some other places where you can get freelance jobs, anyways. So just go to Upwork freelance jobs. You see it here, find the best freelance job. Now, guess what? For a data scientist, you have quite a number of array of opportunities you can go for. So you see, you have the data extraction specialist. All right, I'm going to go back so I can just data miner, data extraction, data scientist, data analytics freelance, data entry specialist, data scraper. You see quite a number of data analysts. Let's go with data scientists first of all. All right. So flawed susceptibility mapping with machine learning assembles. Beautiful. Data science slash computer vision expert. Oh, fantastic. This is something you're going to learn. All right. I'm just going to look at the pay per week for this. So these are all freelance opportunities. All right. Freelance opportunities that you get here, trading, building logical frameworks for turntable application, assistant. So there are quite a number of opportunities for freelance that you can actually take on once you finish the work. Navigating the job market is also very, very critical because as a beginner, you don't know where to apply for jobs. You don't know what kind of jobs you can apply to. So is it because I learned data science, the only job I can apply for is data science? Absolutely no. You can apply for quite a number of other jobs. All right. So we're going to be exploring to you, telling you where to get this job, how to apply for this job. We're going to be doing literally and holding you to ensure that you know how to apply and where to get these jobs from. Okay. Recommendation and reference letter. So whenever you apply for a job, okay, we will grant you recommendation and reference letter. So all these things have been packaged to ensure that you get the best from the training program. Okay, that you get the best from the training program. So if you apply for a job, you've always been an entrepreneur and you don't have a prior experience that can stand in for you, we will provide that experience for you. We will provide that balance for you. We will provide you with recommendation and a reference letter. Now, the next thing is job and interview preparation. Fantastic. So you've gone through the training program, you started applying, or even before you finish the training program, you're applying for a job, you get an interview. We would help you plan and even prepare what we call mock interviews before you go for the interview. So we prepare you for the interview you're going for. So we never leave you hanging. No time throughout your training program do we leave you hanging. All right. So job and interview preparation, we have weekly mentorship sessions. So we have mentorship sessions where we're going to be bringing in experts from the field, all right, people that have experience that will be coming to handhold you, tell you how the mistakes they made and how they were able to jump away from those mistakes and all that. Basically, mentoring you, telling you that the fear you're having is valid. Okay, they had fears also, and this is how they're able to conquer the fears. This is how they're able to secure your first job and all that. So we're bringing the mentors, not just Nigerians, but people literally from across the world to talk to you, to speak to you on how they got started in tech. All right. And last but not the least is on the job support. So a lot of people, find it difficult because, oh, I've learned data science, I landed a job, all right. Actual industry experience can be very, very scary for some people, and they feed it. So even though they know it, they still need people to sort of act as a guidance for their first couple of months, or 1 month, 2 months, even throughout the training program, throughout their distant experience. They always want some level of guidance. Oh, I'm trying to build this model. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. How do I do it? So we provide what we call on the job support. Now, this is the other 50% that would help you, land a job. This is the other 50% that will help you land and maintain and keep that job that you're looking for. From CV review to LinkedIn optimization, Upwork optimization, navigating the job market, recommendation and reference letter, job application, and job and interview preparation, mentorship sessions, and on the job support. So this is the other 50%. So the technical skills, very important. Okay. But this other 50% really makes it complete for you to land a job. All right. So it's not like you're going to finish learning technical skills. You can build machine learning, you can build computer vision applications and all that. But you don't have a good CVs that are currently, outline all the achievements you've done. All right. So once you finish the training program, you can work as a data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, data architect, data analytics manager, machine learning engineer, AI engineer, and what we call a business intelligence developer. All right. Now the internship is for 1 month. Is a free training. Is a free internship. All right. Once you go through the training program, you get 1 month free internship. Now you can add this internship to your CV. Even your entire learning process with analytics, you can add it to your CV. All right. So you can claim work experience from analytics. So 1 month to own your skills. Now these are all going to be real life case scenarios you're going to be working on. All right. You get to work on 6 additional projects to add to your portfolios. All right. You're going to get project review with an expert, an industry expert. You get the project review with that particular expert. All right. So it's going to be an immersive one where you get to work on more projects. Okay. And guess what? We had a lady that got a job back in Nigeria. Okay. For one of the largest insurance firms. All right. And guess what? The reason why she got the job was because of the internship. Now the CEO asked that question. All right. Have you, as a consultant with Analytics, have you worked on any insurance project or anything like that? And confidently she spoke out. So she said, yeah. And she worked on an insurance case study. She worked on an insurance project that involved fraudulent claims transaction. She explained the concept. She explained everything that had to do with the project. That this particular insurance company was, experiencing fraudulent claims, meaning that a lot of people that did not get damaged or their vehicle was not damaged or their goods were not damaged were getting fake documents to request for claims. All right. So she talked about the project and how she was able to use data analytics, data science to be able to interpret, to be able to predict fraudulent claims and all that. And the CEO was so impressed and she got the job. All right. So these are the kind of projects you get to work on. I'm going to show you some of the projects and you see exactly what I'm talking about. They're all industry relevant case studies that you can use in selling yourself as a professional. Now, other opportunities that you can work as a freelance, fully remote data scientist and earn dollars. Some sites where you can use to get remote opportunities. I'm just going to spend 2 seconds, showing you where you can get where you can get remote opportunities. So these are the things that we need to tell you in order for you to know exactly what you'll be getting from the training program. All right. So a lot of people are very hasty to, but don't worry, these are the things you will get. I'm not going anywhere. I'll take all your questions. But now let me just quickly show you, for Glassdoor. I'm going to use Glassdoor, and you can check out all these sites. Okay, you use them to get what we call remote jobs. Remote jobs. So for you that you're currently in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Sierra Leone, South Africa, and you want to work for firms in the US, the UK, so on. All right, you can use these sites to get what we call remote jobs, fully remote jobs. All right. So let's just quickly go through just 2 seconds. Apologies. Yeah. So I'm just going to use one job site, okay, which is sorry, Glassdoor. I know it's late. Apologies. I just want to be sure that you get the best from. I'm always out for giving you the best information. So you have all the information at your beck and call. You can now make decisions on your own. All right. So I'm just going to look for data scientists in the United States. Okay. So this is based off in the United States. So now for remote opportunities, all you need to do is select the drop down and you see work from home only. And you select that. Okay. Now, these are all data science opportunities. I'll put United States. All right, just to be sure that data scientists in the United States, more work from home, select that. So you can see senior data analyst, senior data scientist, principal scientist, data scientist, and you can see they're all fully remote roles that you can actually get on from anywhere in the world. Okay. So remote options, remote data scientists, remote. These are all remote in the US. All right. This is currently the ones in the US. We have some also, if you're looking at Australia, you could also look at Australia. All right. All right. And you can do the same thing, work from home. So it doesn't, that's one thing I tell most people, you are a global talent, meaning that you can apply for roles outside the training, outside your current region. All right. So you can see this Tableau data scientist, 70 to 80 Australian dollars per hour. So these are kind of opportunities that you are going to get exposed to. And this is just one of the sites. You can check them out yourself. You can check Glassdoor, Built-in, Upwork, all the sites. There are still more. This is just a few of them that you have access to. All right. So in terms of global talent visa, global talent for I know a lot of you, I know it's late, so sorry. We're almost getting there now. For Canada, we have global talent stream program. United Kingdom, we have the global talent visa. Germany, we have the blue card scheme. I'm currently speaking to somebody to do a session for us for the guys in Germany looking to get jobs in Germany. How you can get the blue card scheme. Singapore has the Tech Pass program. Australia has the global talent visa. France has the French Tech Visa program, and Ireland has the critical skills. So if you're currently looking at relocation opportunities, this is what tech can help you do in terms of relocation. So Canada Talent Stream program is one of the fastest in the world. You get your visa within 2 weeks for you to relocate to Canada. So these are the opportunities you get from having a tech skill. All right. So, some of your facilitators, you have myself, experienced data scientist, data analyst, Brima, senior data associate with 10 analytics, over 5 years experience deploying data science initiative for businesses across Africa and Europe. She's going to be one of the, facilitators for the program. Toma Ijatomi, all right, senior data associate, also 10 analytics. She's a professional with over 10 years experience in the IT sector. She's worked as a business analyst, system analyst, and also deploying data science initiatives to top tech firms across the world. Uh, Obina is currently a data scientist, data engineer, data scientist, also with Moonville, based up in Canada. All right, also one of the facilitators for the program. Ibrahim Animashal is the machine learning engineer with Brands Dental UK. All right, Brian, machine learning engineer with Brian Dental UK. So he's a perfect mix between a medical doctor and a data scientist. So he's currently still a doctor, but he learns data engineering. He learns machine what data science to be able to use it within the medical space. So he uses data science to predict survival in patients, disease detection, computer vision to detect disease in MRI scan and all that. Okay, so it's a fantastic, fantastic facilitator. Abdurrahman is also a data science consultant with one of the big four organizations here in the UK. Chinazam is an experienced data analyst with one of the largest logistics supply chain firm in Europe, all right, and also holds a master's degree in data analytics. Emmanuel Arowolo is also a data science lead data and insight analyst with Softcom, over 5 years experience deploying, AI data science innovations across, key tech firms within Nigeria and across. So some of the projects you work on, you see this is a computer vision application. All right. You can see, some of the projects that they are showcasing right here. All right, you see everything. You see this is the hand detection program. All right, this right here is the hand detection program, and you see it's analytics and detection. All right, and you see these are participants. You'll see this right here is a full body pose detection. This is where you start to leverage computer vision, machine learning, deep learning combined together for you to be able to build such kind of application yourself. So you can see this here, facial detection, face detection, smile detection. This is face eyes detection. And you see people building their own projects and adding it to their own portfolio. This is just some of the projects that you get to work on. There's still a lot more projects that you'll work on deploying, machine learning into the, organization. So we have the training program starting on the 2nd of September, 2023. So it's starting next month on the 2nd of September. Now, like I said, I have a special offer for you. I have a special offer for you. So if you're looking to start with us on the 2nd of September, all right, okay, we have a discount, early bird discount for the people starting. So rather than paying £400, for you, or 320,000 naira. Okay, so rather than paying this, all right, we have an early bird discount that would guarantee you, success. So this is the discounted fee for the training program. Okay, so rather than paying £400, you could pay £300. Okay, you could pay £300 and you could still pay in two installments of 200 and £100. You could pay in two installments of 200 and £100. And if you're paying in Naira, you could ask, instead of paying 320,000, you could pay 270,000 Naira. And you can still pay in two installments of 180K and 90,000 Naira. So the same thing in US dollars and Canadian dollars. You can select the mode of payment and you can select the one you want to use. All right, so it's £300, and you can pay in two installments of 200. And the second payment comes 1 month into the training program. It comes 1 month into the training program. Okay. So, those are the advantage you get. So bear in mind that this is only available for the first 20 participants, only available for the first 20 participants. So bear in mind, you're going to be learning the most recent technologies. You're going to be learning from basic, from zero, all right, to intermediate advanced level in data science, leveraging tools like Excel, Python, Tableau, SQL, and so on, Microsoft Fabrics, ChatGPT, Copilot. You'll be leveraging AI tools and all that. Okay, so definitely that's the cost of the training program. Okay, so now just to tell you that the discount is only available for the first 20 people. All right. For people that say this is still expensive, that's fine. Absolutely, it's not even close to being expensive. Looking at the value that we're adding to you. All right, looking at the value we're going to add to you. Trust me, it's a tip of the iceberg. Okay, so it's a tip of the iceberg to what you would get to work with. This is too much for Nigerians. All right, no problem. That's fine. So a lot of you are looking to, I don't know. So like I said, typically what happens is this is the second of the training program is starting on the 2nd of September 2023. Now this is an early bird discount. All right. So rather than charging 320,000 naira, only the first 20 people will be charged, will get the discount of 270,000 naira. All right. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. So if you want to secure your position, please secure your position now. All right. So you don't have to pay the 180K all at once. You could pay a deposit of 800K to secure your position. All right. You can pay a deposit of 100K, but you must balance before the 2nd of September. All right. So you can secure your slots. All right. Secure your slots. We're going to be helping you, guiding you through the whole process of learning and also, securing either a remote, sponsored, or whatever job here in the UK, in Canada, in the US, and so on. So you're going to be learning a lot essentially. Okay. Well, bear in mind, it's only available for the first 20 people that registers. Okay. Brima, do we have anybody coming up to speak?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, anyways, the discount is available for the first 20 people. I'm just gonna go through the account value, the account, account numbers are there for you, the UK account number, and if you're paying through the Nigerian bank account, yes, we have that. We have the account numbers. So, for the next couple of let me say for the next couple of minutes, I'll be taking the questions. All right, I'll be taking some questions. So if you have any questions, you can raise up your hand and I'll be addressing them one after the other. Okay. All right. So someone's asking about the cost. The cost of the training program is initially it's 320,000 naira, all right, and or £400 if you're based off in the UK. So we have a discount running for early bird registration. Now let me just for early bird registration. So it's only for the top 20 people, the first 20 people to register. All right, so we have £300 rather than paying £400 for early bird. You can pay £300 and you can still pay in 2 installments. So you can pay £200 before just to secure your position for the session starting on the 2nd of September. All right, and you can pay the balance 1 month into the training program. Okay, for those paying in naira, rather than paying 320,000 naira, you can pay in 2 installments. You can pay an early bird discount of 270K, and you can pay in 2 installments of 180 and 90,000 naira. The 90,000 naira comes 1 month into the training program. Just secure your position as what 180,000 naira. And the good thing also is you don't have to pay it now, being the fact that it's an early bird discount. You can pay 100,000 naira to secure your top 20 position. Then towards the end, before the program starts, you can balance your the main 80,000 naira to start with the class on the 2nd of September. So that's exactly. So the training program is for 3 months. It's a 3 months training program. Just to bear in mind again, 3 months training program, and it comes with 1 month free internship. It comes with 1 month free internship. 3 months immersive training program, 1 month free internship. So I'm going to walk you through what we do in the classroom, okay, where we have the classes, okay, and I'll show you. You'll see the kind of projects you're going to work on. All right, so I'm going to show you the classes. This is what we call the Google Classroom. So this is where we keep all the materials. And when I say you have lifetime access to the materials, this is exactly what we're talking about. So I'm going to go to the full stack data science, the July cohort. The guys that started in July. All right, and I'm going to click on classwork. Okay, so you see the classwork, you see everything is arranged in there. Okay, every single thing is arranged. So you see the first thing here, interview preparation and scheduling. So whenever you have an interview, all right, because we're going to teach you how to apply for jobs, we're going to review your CV, LinkedIn optimization, we're going to do all that for you, which comes at no cost to you. All right, all you're paying for is the training program. So once you apply for jobs, you get interview, you can easily schedule an interview. All right. You can see interview preparation scheduling. Click on that, click on the link, schedule your interview, and you will get prepared. All right. You will get a mock interview preparation sessions for myself and members of the team. All right. Now, CV review session, you can see the first, we have a CV review session, number 2. This is the second time we are doing the session. So I'm just going to show you all the sessions are recorded. So this is a recording of the session. All right, you can see this is about 2 hours, about 3 hours session on CV review. Is an in-depth, review of how to adjust, how to review your CV. Now, the good thing about this is the CV review is done by someone, even our participants. Currently, the guy is Abdurrashid, very smart, intellectual guy. I'm going to share his profile very shortly. All right. We went through the data science program, like you will go through the data science program, and now it works for a firm in the US. Okay. And he came back to say, you know what, if Femena, this what he has learned, what he has gotten from analytics is phenomenal. That he wants to come back to give back to help other and older people to get this kind of opportunities in the US, Canada, and so on. And Abdurrashid is the one that handled the program. Okay, I'm just going to show you the practical side of the training program. Okay, so this is Abdurrashid. Like I said, it's based off in Nigeria, but works with a company based off in the US. All right, so you see, very fantastic session walking you through how to review your CVs and all that. And you can see the CV template in there. All right. So you can see these classes are all recorded, okay? Every single thing, starting from the first class. And I'm going to just walk you through all the first class, okay? So you can see this is mock interview sessions. You can see everything there. So like I said, you have the watch me do it videos that explains certain concepts into detailed explanation. All right, using practical real life cases. Say, take for example, you can see the watch me do it for introduction. So this one is just introducing you before you even start to work with Python, SQL, Excel, and all that. This just introduce you to basic concepts, stages of learning data science, what is data, some basic history. So more or less like an intro to the training program. Now, what we did today, okay, a lot of people don't understand. How do you visualize categorical data? How do you visualize numerical data? This is just the intro, literally intro. So you know that if this is what you're doing in week 1, all right, trust me, you have a lot to do. So let me just show you some of the things. So we have dashboarding live classes. This is the first class, okay? All right. And I'll show you how to do it out. I'm going to show you the case study. Class materials, you see everything is based on case studies. So US accident analysis, okay? Problem overview. US accident is a comprehensive data set that combines record of accidents that occurred between 2020 and 2022, 2021, I mean. So everything is provided to you. You have been hired as a data scientist to derive and communicate insights from the data. So you see, even if you miss the class, you have the session recorded, which is embedded there for you to have access to. So you always have access to the recordings. You have access to the recordings. You have access to all the things you're going to be working with. Now, the second one, you see week 2, watch me do it video provided for you to provide, concept, concept understanding of some setting concepts, statistics, missing values, interquartile range, all those things that we spoke about today. This one will just give you an introduction to it. Then when you come to class on Saturday, you have a real life case studies, all right, that you would use all those concepts. Okay. So now looking at this, all right, at Health Quest Medicals, we understand the importance of pharmaceutical care. We are dedicated to improving the health, blah, blah, blah. Now the problem overview here is healthcare, HealthQuest has hired you as a data professional. HealthQuest wants you to provide valuable insight from the company's workforce and identify areas of improvement. They need a better understanding of their employee demographics and descriptive statistics. So that's when you now start to use all the statistical methods that you use in doing exactly what you have there. So you see, these are the things, practical, industry relevant projects you get to work on and deploy within the training program. So week 3 is the same thing. You have the watch me do it videos, then you have, you have another session, okay? So statistical life 2, you have the Tableau class, you have the CV review, you have everything embedded inside the classes, okay? So let me see Tableau life classes. Let me show you the one of the case studies you get to work on for Tableau, all right? So you see, this is the law services, okay? All right, so this is also Bellor is a customer-centric company that provides a range of services, and these are the things that you'll be working on, and the projects are absolutely end-to-end, brain, challenging and all that. All right, so if you have any questions, you can raise up your hand. I can take your questions, okay? But bear in mind that the class is starting on the 2nd of September. All right, you can pay 2 installments for early bird. Instead of paying £400, the discounted fee is £300. Paying 2 installments of £200 and £100. And for Naira, if you're paying in Naira, it's 270,000 Naira. You are paying 2 installments of 180 and 90,000 Naira. Now imagine what you learned today. Imagine what you learned today, all right? And imagine what you will learn for 3 months. 3 months. This is just the tip of the iceberg what we did today. Now imagine what you would learn in 3 good months. All right, that's exactly what I'll say. So, is there any question? What of our program is thanks for all your efforts. You're highly appreciated. For R is more research based. So you use R majorly for research for people that are doing research rather than industry. Okay, so in the industry, we use more of Python and R, right? So, and if any organization is looking for R, Python is always, the top option. All right, is it a Python or R? So you're going to be working with Python, okay? of that, man, Arabi, you're awesome. Also, you're awesome. I appreciate your kind words. Are there other hidden costs, or is it just 3 or discounted? So the discount is no hidden cost. All right. So all the 50% extra, which is the CV review, LinkedIn optimization, navigating the job markets, mentorship sessions, on the job support, interview preparation, comes at 0 cost, no cost at all. So it's heavily discounted in the sense that you're getting all those things. Other institutions, like you rightly said, will likely charge you extra for CV review, LinkedIn optimization, and any other thing that you have there. But it's coming at 0 cost. Like I said, the key thing for us is to get more Africans into tech. And if you feel this is not, if you feel like this is expensive, all right, I'm going to share some testimonials with you. Okay, so we did quite a number of things last year. We have quite a number of people working in different organizations across the world. That's really what we do. That's what we did last year. Now we said, okay, do you know what? Let's do more this year. If we're very quiet last year and we're able to achieve 300 people, all right, to be getting their first job in tech. So last year we did 300 people, all right, to land their first job in tech last year across the UK, US, Canada, Europe, and Asia. All right, if we did that on a low key and we're able to achieve such numbers. Now, when I say first job in tech, it means these people had no prior experience. All right, entrepreneurs, people working as bakers that they've always been baking back in Nigeria, relocated to the UK for a better life. And as a baker, no prior experience, how were they able to get a job? All right. And I'm going to share some of their testimonials with you so you can actually see, check their profiles out on LinkedIn and you see exactly what we're talking about. All right. So now these people, now work with top firms. We got some recognitions online last year. You can see analytics helps African across four continent land tech jobs. These are things that, people resonated with. This is, what the business day people, speak about. Fire is based off in Europe. It's an Europe-based platform that also recognized us for what we did. All right. So Analytics reiterate commitment to help Africans get tech jobs in Europe. So, we did quite a lot last year. We said, you know what? Let's push further this year. Let's get more Africans. Let them get you guys more interested in tech. All right. A lot of people feel like it's difficult to get started. All right. And that's where, ignorance, that's where lack of information comes in. And that's why we're doing all these sessions to educate, to bring it to you, to tell you that these things are not as technical as you think it is. All right. So we also helped, just to commemorate the International Women's Day, we gave 300 women, a discount on our training fees, all right, to get them more interested, to get them more aware. Okay. So with part of our network, we held the first data analytics hackathon for the year. We did some last year already, but the one for 2023, we leveraged our internet network. Michelle Conway is currently the lead data scientist with Lloyds Bank based in the UK. She was one of the judges for the hackathon. Sadiq Akintola also works as a smart analytics customer engineer with Google. All right. Sebastian is an AI ethics researcher with Cambridge University. Olamide Jolawosho is also the head of data and analytics with Wema Bank, Nigeria. So you see, we have quite a number of pool of experts within the team that will literally be unholding you and guiding you through your journey as a data scientist. All right. So participant feedback and testimonial. So you see this is Abu B. All right. So I'm just going to read what you wrote here. So my new role is data scientist. First proper job in the UK. You can read minutes of that. All right. First proper job in the UK after 10 analytics training. So Ebube currently works with the NHS, all right, as a data scientist. So for people that think that, oh, you can't learn data science in 3 months and get a job, we are doing it. All right, people are landing jobs, not just in the UK, in Canada, in the US, working remotely and all that. So quite a number of opportunities, right? So Ubong also went through the full stack data science program. Currently, it got Ubong is a special case. I won't lie to you. Ubong got numerous opportunities, with PwC, HSBC. He worked with HSBC for a couple of months, moved from HSBC, and currently works with Cognizant, as a data analytics consultant. All right, very, very. Prior to this, Ubong was an accountant. All right, Ubong was an accountant. All right, a finance professional, well, it was able to pivot from finance to to tech because obviously the UK and tech 5 and 6. All right, Idris at ABC, went through the full stack data science program and currently works with Jaguar Land Rover as a data engineer. All right. So you can see other guys based off in Nigeria, people getting jobs. So a lot of people will say that, oh, these are international guys. What about the guys in Nigeria? So you can see Olalekan got a job with Alara, Ismail got a job with Rice Network. All right. Abdurrashid is based in Nigeria. All right. So Abdurrashid resides in Nigeria and landed a full-time role as a data scientist with Child 420 in the US. So you can see these are the opportunities that exist. So Abdurrashid is the person currently taking the CV review. So he had this opportunity, got a job, currently works in the US. He works with 2 companies currently in the US. All right. And he's having a good time, having a blast of his life. And he's coming back to give back to the students, all right, to show people that all right, you can actually learn this and actually pivot from data to all that. Okay, so these are other testimonials. Report, quite a number of testimonials that you can get through. So you can see people post on LinkedIn, and the beauty about this is you see here, click here to view post. Click here to view post. All right. So you see Jeremiah and on LinkedIn early this month, I decided to explore the world of data science and VR analytics, full stack data science to acquire some tech skills as data they say is the new oil. So far, so good. Went through everything. So Jeremiah had a BS in geology. All right. Well, the geologist is now quoting statistics. That's the beauty of the training program that we possess. All right. You've been able to do another course entirely and still understand statistical concepts, not just understand, but deploy statistical concepts. So you see, after considering all three metrics evaluation parameters across the forecasting approaches used in this case study, can be deduced that the naive approach is the best for predicting the GDP for a country like Nigeria. So you see, these are the things, and it's using what? See, it's using naive approach, it's using forecasting sheet, it's using 3 years moving average, it's using exponential smoothing. This is someone that studied geology. So this is the practical real life examples that we're talking about that you will get to work on and leverage. All right, Ridwan is a mathematician, so a lot of people say he studied mathematics. So I'm going to show you some other people. So Cynthia is an HR professional, but currently, you see, I've always been a tech enthusiast, even though I put up with different courses as my first degree, and I saw data science as an opportunity to get back on track. Okay, Yetunde Kuti, my journey into data visualization started with Tableau. Over the weekend, I attended Tableau class for data visualization and forecasting with Tableau. You can create interactive chart graphs and all that. And these are all ladies, that had no prior experience. Ubong Joseph, you can see also, Ubong, I just told you, that got quite a number of opportunity. Is also part of the people that posted. And you see, you can click on this link, you can view the post, interact with them, talk to them and ask them questions. So you see quite a number of testimonials. So you see, Ayodele got a job in the UK in less than a month after completing the training program. So let me show you something what she said. I got on the job, I was given a certain data set to analyze. I had some bottlenecks, okay, during the interview process. So I decided to call Afi and immediately over the phone, it was able to direct me. So this is the kind of support that you need. These are the support that people don't get, that they'll tell you it is difficult to get a job. All you need is the support. All right. Also, she said something about a Adeza. I'm gonna look for it. So she said during my interview, I was asked questions about Power BI. I switched to a Adeza mode and I was dropping every answer asked. And by the time I was finished, I asked if I'll be, and they asked. You see, when I finished, I was asked if I'll be willing to train the team. So, a lot of people understand how to use certain tool, but they don't know the why. They don't know the why behind why they're using it. And that's why, when I talked about visualization today, I spoke confidently about explaining what they mean, what the visualizations mean, what's the implication. That's the key thing. All right. So if you're going to be working on fictional data, Titanic and all that, it's not going to give you, all right, industry relevant experience on why you need to learn it. All right. So I can see a number of questions. So let me just see if I have any other questions there. All right, is age a barrier? Zero. Age is not a barrier. Absolutely not a barrier. All right. All right. So yes, I think I can see quite a number. Yes, absolutely. So thanks a lot for all the comments in there. All right. So you see quite a number of feedback from all the articles. The slides are going to be sent to you. You can go through them. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. But bear in mind, you know, this session is targeted for the payment is for the first 20 people to register. First 20 people to register. So if you want to be part of the first 20 people, please register early, get yourself registered, and bear in mind that it's £200 for the first installment, 180K if you're in Nigeria for you to make payments. All right. And all right, the good thing also is you don't need to pay everything at once. Okay, the 180,000 naira. You can pay 100 now and balance to 80 before the training program starts. That's the key thing. All right. So secure your position next week. Don't be saying if a mena the early bed is not available anymore. I attended your program last week. Yeah, I attended your program on Sunday. It's not available anymore. What can I do? It's unfortunate. All right. So once we get the first 20 people to register, and this is the second one we're having this month. We had one early this month already. I mean, towards the end of last month. All right, we had one last week, and this is the second one. So once we get 20 people to register, it's going to revert back to the original fee. Okay, so if you want to be part of the first 20 people, please ensure you secure your position now. Okay, all right, so it's been a very long day. I'm not going to take you too much time, so I'm going to allow you guys to unmute yourself. If you have any question, you can raise up your hand and I can take your question real quick in 5-10 minutes and we can call it a night. This is 11 o'clock already. And if there's no question, I don't think I have any, nobody's asking any questions. So for the recording, you will get the recording. You will get the recording absolutely. So all you need to do is just fill the form. Once you fill the form, you will get the recording. That's the attendance form. You will definitely get the recording. Chido is saying, yes, you can unmute yourself and ask a question quickly, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Efemena. The class
Yes,
was quite expository, and I understood all that you said. But I want to ask a question. My question is this: the class is it a certified class? At the
yes.
end of the day, are they giving some certifications, and those certifications are they globally accepted or recognized? That's my
All right.
question.
All right, fantastic. I love your question. Your question is very valid, absolutely valid. So for the training program, you get a certification from training program. Now, in terms of validity, all right, it's absolutely valid anywhere you go to, and that's why we offer you the recommendation and the reference letter to back up your experience. Now, the key thing you need as someone that is getting to pivot into the tech ecosystem, especially in data science, it's not certification. All right. Yes, we give you the certificate, but that's not what is required. You can go online to search, and really, that's why we provided. That's why I added to the slides. Where you can apply for jobs, where you can apply for these remote opportunities, where you can apply for full time, either in the UK and so on. Now, I want you to just take out time to go here. All right, and check if certification is important, or if there's any job role that says that requires a particular certification, please just take a screenshot and send me an email or send it to the group chat wherever you are. All right. Certification is a mirage that people have used to cajole themselves to say, I need to get a certification. What certification are you looking for? All right. Now, the industry is looking for experience. And I'm just going to go online. I'm just going to go online quickly in 2 seconds. All right. And I'm going to go to a popular, very, very popular read.co.uk. So I'm based in the UK, so I'll use a UK site. You can use you can use your own data site in your own area. So I'm going to look for a data scientist and I'm just going to search for it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just take the first one in here because of time. And you see, no certification, zero certification. What are they looking for? Skills and experience needed. Skills and what? Experience. Projects that you've worked on. All right. As a data scientist, what will you be doing? Working on predictive modeling, which will be covered in the training program. Speaking with stakeholders, that's basically you handling a project. You'll be working in, even for the training program, you'll be working with teams, you'll be working with key stakeholders and all that, just to mimic the environment of an actual workspace. Opportunity to work on computer vision and deep learning projects. The training program comes with, this is not what, when I said the training program is tailored to what you need in the industry, I wasn't joking about this. I currently work in the industry. So the training program that has been designed is teaching you with the most recent tools and technology that you need. Working with tech stack, what is that? Python and what? SQL. Are you going to learn that when I mention the curriculum? Absolutely. You're going to work on that. What's the salary for this? Between 55 to 65,000 pounds per annum. And this is for someone based in the UK anyways. All right. Skills and experience needed. This is literally the first one, and you can check the rest of them. Strong skills in data science, experience in relevant, experience in predictive modeling, full proficiency in Python and SQL. All right. In related fields. All right. So it's not important, but no certification. You don't see any certification here. All right. And this is one thing that has really, really hindered so many people thinking that they need certifications. You don't. Zero. No certification. What do they need? It's skills and experience. Now, how do you gain experience without actually working in the industry? you building a portfolio. You building a portfolio. Now, currently with my role, all right, over the years I have been recruiting for organizations based in the UK and in Ireland. All right. So I've been either on the panel or I have been leading the team in terms of recruitment. And I'll tell you categorically, nobody's looking for it. No, there's no what certificate is there? IBM data science certificate is a joke. Okay. Nobody even knows that. Nobody in the industry that actually have work experience looking for IBM certificate or any other certificate out there. All right. I can go through a ton of the jobs here. All right. And you can see this one. This is what 350 to 400 pounds per day as a data scientist. If you take a look at it, it's going to be very similar. Python, solid background in SQL, and Python or R. All right. So you can see everything, work experience in data visualization tools like what? Tableau. And you're going to be learning Tableau, you're going to be learning Excel. All right. Intellectual and curious and comfortable operating in a fast-paced environment. Simple industry experience. And how do you build this experience? Through working on real life case studies. Nothing, nothing more than that. Really, nothing more than working on real life case studies and next. So those are the things that you need. Certification. Nobody's going to ask you, oh, what certification do you have? I have a master's. I honestly, I don't know where my certificate is. All right. That's to tell you how redundant a certificate in master's or your degree is. All right. So, like I said, I can go through a ton of these job roles, Python, SQL, all the things that you have. All right. And we've even gone further to add the most recent. Microsoft Fabrics is not something they're even using just yet in the industry. But we're teaching people to keep them updated with the most recent technologies. ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, you'll be leveraging AI in order for you to build very comprehensive end-to-end data science activities. All right. So it's a very, very holistic trade program, trust me. And you'll be learning from the industry's best. And you see, these are all Nigerians, Africans that have learned it one way or the other, and they're willing to give back to you and hold you. I learned data science. Like I said, it took me over a year to learn it. All right. It took me over a year plus my experience, and that's what I'm going to be using to teach you within 3 months. All right, I can guarantee you that after 3 months, trust me, maximum, either you get a job during the course of the training program or 2, 3 months after you complete, you can land a job. All right, either you're based in the UK, you're based in any part of the world, either you're looking for remote or whatever opportunity you have. All right, I hope that makes sense. Let me take another question. My background is environmental science and resource management. I would like to transition to tech world. So yeah, absolutely. This is really what we're doing here. All right. To educate people that really what you're studying in school is a facade. All right. I did economics in university. Yes, I still use a bit of my statistics in economics, but really it doesn't whatever I study, whatever you study in school it doesn't matter anymore. All right. I hope that makes sense. So even looking for and anybody that is still contemplating really doesn't know if they should move ahead or not, please you can make your deposit signify you need to speak on that with an expert. So if you click on the form, all right. So if you click on the form, you click on the link, which is the main stack link. All right. Once you click on the main stack link, it's going to take you to this page. All right. So you see, once you make payment, you see upload your receipt, upload your initial and full receipt here. So once you make payment, click on this link. All right. Click on this link. I'm just going to use that to register. Sorry, I don't have. Let me just go without my password. All right. Click on this. Okay. Use remove account. Okay. I'll need to sign in with this particular. Let me just use my other browser so I can access it real quick. Sorry. So once you click on the link, you can always request signify that you need to speak with an expert and you're going to be fine. All right. So once you put in the link, analytics. So you see, upload your receipt payment, click on that. It's going to open a new tab and you can register. So once you put in your name, I'm just going to type in whatever I need to type. First name, last name, email. I'm just going to put Ifemena at analytics.com. All right. So first name, just gonna put it Ife. Last name, IJP. Gender, male. Type of payment, initial payment. All right. So I'll press next, and you see I can specify. Yes. Then I can specify mode of payment and which program do you want to register for. So if you're still not sure, you want to speak with an expert, you see here, I need to speak with a professional. I need to speak with a professional. So the key thing is that you are still paying the deposit, you've secured your position, but you'll be speaking with a professional. And a lot of people make this mistake, and that's the reason why I'm bringing it in here, because this is an early bird discount, not the price of the training program. Early bird discount. The training program is starting on the 22nd of September. You're going to get a lot from the training program, and I hope you take on this. My project topic is modeling using machine learning. So I need absolutely, absolutely end to end. Okay. Like I said, for the program, I'm just going to take you through the program. I'm going to take you to an earlier course. Okay, I'm going to take you to full stack course 14. This one, they finished their training program. You can see they just finished their capstone. Submission is scheduled for tomorrow. So currently people are working on their capstone projects. Okay, so now you see this is the computer vision. So you're going to work on computer vision, and let me show you the machine learning. So you see machine learning class 2. You have the class. You still have watch me do videos where you get to work on supervised and unsupervised. So let me see what you're talking about. So your machine learning, so I need to know how comprehensive. So machine learning, let's talk about supervised machine learning. So you see, for machine learning, you start from the basics. Okay, so this is the case study. Let me just walk you through the case study. All right. So this is an art prediction. Okay, the hospital has several specialized clinics, including diabetes clinic, a fertility clinic, a heart clinic, and a cancer clinic. It also offers services such as health checkups and laboratory. You've been hired as a data scientist to build the machine learning models that will predict likelihood of a person having a heart disease based on given features. So this is a supervised machine learning project. Okay, so you're going to be learning using this to learn machine learning. You'll still work with a business, another business case entirely. Okay, but this is what you start with. So with the machine learning, you see the video. Let me just quickly walk you through. So this is where you now apply ML to the case study. All right, where you get to work with it. Okay, you see this is a confusion matrix, and it's absolutely end to end. All right, how you can work with multiple regression and multiple classifiers, and that's ML algorithms, and how you can deploy it, how you can assess them, and so on and so forth. So these are the beauty. That's what you'll be working with. So you can see the accuracy score, precision, and so on and so forth. And you can see how many we tried. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 algorithms. Testing them, looking for which one is better, so on and so forth. So it's absolutely end to end in terms of ML. All right. And you also get to work with unsupervised machine learning. Now let's take a look at this particular case study. This is a law Nigeria, okay, customer segmentation model. Okay. And this is just to introduce you to it. But I'm just going to walk you through the project, the Python project itself. So this one we're going to be working with clustering. Clustering is basically what you do when you're working with unsupervised machine learning. So meaning that you don't know what the output are, okay, or what the output is going to be. So you use what we call clusters to put your data point into clusters. All right. So if you've ever used a platform like Netflix, okay, all right, or you worked with any Amazon, okay, you buy something on a product, you buy a product, and the next thing you're getting recommendations on those projects, on those products. Okay, most times it's based on a cluster that most people that purchase this product also purchase this product. So there are also relationships, there are also other things that you would have to embed in it. But anyways, that's like a very quick example that you can use to understand better. All right, so you'll be getting to work on clusters, you'll be doing your EDA, moving on to building your machine learning clusters. All right, your clusters itself. Okay, so we're going to be using what we call the elbow technique to determine the number of clusters we need to build and so on. All right, there's something we call the elbow method. So that's what you're going to use. I'm just going to show you what I call the elbow. So the silhouette, you use the silhouette to measure. All right. So this is one of the videos, and so on and so forth. So that it's absolutely detailed what you'll be going through in terms of ML, in terms of computer vision. What I show you computer vision also, computer vision projects. So you see it here, error detection project, and you have the post detection project. I'm going to go through the post detection real quick in 2 seconds. All right. So if you want to secure your position, please, this is the best time to secure your position. So this is the post detection project, and you'll be using deep learning algorithms to detect your pose. So if you look at me at the moment, yeah, if you look at this analytics background that you're looking at, it's a background. It's not a banner or anything like that. It's a virtual background. But now the key thing now you need to ask yourself is why does it not blur out myself? Why does it blur out my face, my body, and all that? Why is it just the background and not my face, my hand, my body? That's where you can apply pose detection to. Okay, so Zoom currently, they're currently using computer vision to detect my head, my shoulder, my hand. It doesn't blow out my hand. No matter how I move my hand, it's not blowing out my hand. Like you keep to ask yourself, how is it possible? All right. So these are the things that you get to see, all right, and you deploy using ML, okay, computer vision to detect your full body pose. And yet this is me here. And you see it's detecting my hand, my face, my body, my shoulder, all right, and so on and so forth. Okay, and you see when I even move backwards a bit, it's going to take my full body pose. All right, and these are the things, these are the projects you see. It's taking the full body, just same way on Zoom. When I move back, it's still detecting my full body. So, anyways, these are the kind of projects you get to work on. All right, you get to deploy, get to use. All right, within this. All right, and those are the things that you get to work on. All right. So basically that's the full body code. So it's going to be end to end. So from ML to computer vision and so on and so forth. All right. So it's absolutely end to end. Trust me, guys. Somebody's saying, can you share the payment receipts through this same link in case you pay into a Fidelity bank account? So all you need to do is once you make payment, all right, the analytics, main stack analytics, click on the link, click on this link. So I've sent the link to the chat for Lawumi. All right. So I think I've received quite a number. I've received about 5 payments already. So we're getting there already. Okay. So to once you click on this link on Lawumi, you see upload your initial and full payment receipt here. So once you click on that, it's going to take you to this form. This is where you upload your receipt. This is once you make payment, even though you pay through the Fidelity bank account, okay, take a screenshot of your payment receipt. And you see type of payment, it is what initial payment, okay? And if it's full payment you're making, click on full payment. If it is balance payment, click on balance payments. Or is it going to be initial? It's not a balance, okay? Your balance will come in 1 month into the training program. So click on initial payment, and that's all you need to select. All right. So, anyways, that's where we're going to call it a day today. Okay. So, thank you very much for spending the Sunday with us. You can't rebar, you can't do the two programs together, unfortunately. Impossible. You actually can't. Is impossible. Both programs are absolutely immersive. The data engineering, the data science program, they are absolutely immersive. So you can't mix them up. All right. Just your life and work is enough, to be honest. All right. So, anyways, thank you very much, guys. Avo, this is where we're gonna draw the curtains for today. I had a wonderful time speaking with you all today. I had a blast, honestly speaking. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. So, like I would like to reiterate before we call it a day, the whole thing for us is to get more Africans aware that there are international opportunities for you. All right. And that's the reason why I walked you through. That's why I took out time to walk you through the opportunities. Remote, full time, people are getting jobs. Trust me. If you're based in the UK, you're in US, in Canada, you're in Nigeria looking for remote opportunities, all you need to do is learn. All right. All you need to do is just sit down and learn. I won't lie to you. All right. And that's the reason why we've designed a curriculum that will take you from end to end. All right. And guide you and hold you. You're not going to do this by yourself. All right. You can't do it by yourself. A lot of people say that free training, free training. But you find out that you will spend months, years doing those free trainings without getting anything complete. Now we're telling you to do this in 3 months, 3 months dedication. All right. And we're going to hand hold you. You're not going to do this by yourself. literally we are going with that. Myself and every other expert I told you about, going to hold your hands and guide you through the journey. So when you look at it, it's actually when you get your first job, all right, you will remember you investing, 270,000, £300 for your first job, if you're earning over 60K grand per annum. All right. So take home every month should be confidently in the 3K plus. All right. So, those are the things you need to look into, invest yourself, invest yourself, get the value that you're looking out for. All right. Thankfully, I did, a couple of years back. And now, that's why I'm opportunity to speak to you, okay, today. So thank you very much. And if you had a wonderful time, I want you to say, yeah, yeah. If you had a wonderful time, you can unmute yourself and say, yeah, yeah, and let's call it a night.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Wonderful.
fantastic. Amazing.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
enjoyed it.
All right. Thank you very much. I had a wonderful time. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, everyone. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
My guy. All right,
Good
guys.
night,
Yeah, good
bro.
night.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone. Good night. Yeah, bye, everyone.